Sills and Bachman could be better than Slayton because Slayton had one drop in a meaningless game in Washington a few years back. That's where all the hate comes from. But it's more to it. Let me elaborate. So anyway, they cash it out. Slayton takes a pay cut, stays on the team, sits on the bench for like 3 or 4 games, and then gets put in the game, gets his normal 750 yards like he does every season. And guess what? We go to the playoffs.
Ain't no lunch, too, though. Stop. Not about to get fat for you, sir.
So, what happens? Offseason comes around. Slayton has options. Kid, he played well. What does he do? Takes less money to come back to the Giants.
Because he could have got more from the Falcons.
And could have got more from the Falcons. And then goes out there when we supposed to have Darren Waller and all these Hyatt and all these guys you're talking about now, and he's still the number 1 receiver on the team.
Mind you, I don't like him, but every point you've brought up is accurate, and I can't refute it.
You don't have to like him. A lot of people don't like Daniel Jones, but when Pat argues it, he makes fucking sense. And,
and that's why you got the response I got.
You know what I'm saying?
Guy, but he has been the only productive receiver we've had. So why am I gonna sit here and be like, oh, get rid of him? He's been the only consistent receiver we've had. Even with some of the names that we've acquired, he's been our consistent receiver. So while I don't like the guy for a lot of his drops, he's been our most consistent receiver. So I'm not going to get rid of our most reliable weapon. It makes no damn sense.
And about those drops, the man had one drop last season. I think he was credited for one drop.
No,
so he worked on his game.
Yeah.
He hasn't complained in the media, despite being benched, despite taking pay cuts and getting underpaid.
Despite reports coming out that they didn't really like him.
He's went out there and played football. Those are the kind of players I fucking respect.
You need a player like Slayton on your team, and to add to what you were saying.
Go ahead, you got it.
Everybody's bashing him. This is the weird thing about the fan base, and it's really only on Twitter, because when we went out there to the draft, we saw what the real fans think.
Facts.
But now you are hyping him up to bash Daniel Jones. Oh, Slayton could be 1,000-yard receiver if you didn't have Daniel Jones throwing it to him. And then when he turns around and asks for more money, now he's ass. You see what I'm saying? So you were only...
You know why, right? Because he came out and defended Daniel Jones instead of throwing him under the bus. Had he thrown him under the bus, they'd have been like, yeah,
they would have loved him.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But now he's ass again because he's asking for what he's actually worth. Because if you see people like Gabe Davis getting 16 million or 14, 16 million, Alan Lazard getting 14, 15 million.
They ain't 1,000-yard receivers. They 700-yard receivers.
700-yard receivers. And so if this man asks for 12 million and they give him 12 million, he's earned that contract.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, I think he can become a 1,000-yard receiver with Malik Neighbors on the field.
Isn't he? Wait a minute. Isn't he already on the 12 million?
No.
2-year deal?
Yeah, two years, 12 million.
2 years, 12 million.
So he's only earning $6 million.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's only earning half of what the market says he should be getting. That's a fact. He's only earning half. This man is taking.
He took a 50% pay cut. Now he's saying, all right, pay me what I'm worth. I showed you I'm reliable.
And that's all.
I showed you I'm dependable.
The man could have got, I believe, between 8 and 9 million from the Falcons, but stayed here to take 6 million with the Giants because he loves this team. There's no other reason why he would be with the Giants right now if he didn't love this team. He got benched. People were cheering for David Seals and Alex Bachman over him.
Right.
And believe it or not, David Seals was higher on the depth chart than he was the first year.
I remember Jeffy being all excited about David Seals.
That's why I started calling him the preseason Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was behind David Seals, who's no longer in the league. I was behind Tony, who's no longer on the team, on his way out the league. I was behind Richie James, who went over there to Kansas City and became a ghost. I was behind David Johnson, or whatever that dude's name is, Johnson, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Marcus Johnson.
Marcus Johnson. I was behind Kenny Galladay.
I'm glad you said the word ghost. Sorry, side note. But go ahead and mark it in your notebooks now. A whole month and 2 weeks before the fight, Frank the Ghost Martin is fighting Tank Davis June 15th. Giving you my prediction a month and a half early. And I'm going to break it down for you. Frank Martin punches from a very wide stance. He keeps his legs too far apart, which make it hard for you to move away when a counter puncher pulls and counters. So while he's a very hard puncher and he's a southpaw as well, like Tank, he keeps his feet too far apart. So when he plants and punches, he's not able to pull away and retreat fast enough. He's going to get caught with a counter, and that's how he's going to lose. A whole month and a half before the fight. You only get these predictions with the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Continue. I'm sorry, I digress.
Nah, you good. But yeah, go ahead. Here's Coach. Coach.
What's going on, Coach? Oh man, Ed and Eddie.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Coach?
Good,
Hope all
good.
is well.
Yeah.
So for a guy to go through all that and still take less money to come play for you, for a coach and a GM that did not believe in me in the beginning at all, and everybody was trashing him. The only two people that stepped up for him is the two.
Pseudo. That's not correct. Dexter Lawrence's offside penalty cost the Giants that game. That is a false statement. I love you, bro, but that's incorrect.
Because if they didn't say Dexter Lawrence was offsides, they missed that field goal. We still won.
That wasn't even a real offside. That was a bullshit call, if I recall.
Yeah, it was a bullshit call, but still it got called. So that game wasn't technically on Slayton.
But that technically wasn't even an offside call. That was some humbug.
And
shit.
then the offense could have closed the game out after the Bradbury interception. So you can't put all that on Slayton. But
Slayton didn't play with Eli. He only played that. He played that one season where Eli. It was only a couple games.
Yeah,
it wasn't the whole season.
Two games before Eli got benched.
Yeah.
And then Darius Slayton went off his rookie season just like Daniel Jones, and they got rid of the whole freaking game plan by firing Pat Sherman and didn't let those guys develop. That harmed them too. But all in all, he's been the most consistent receiver.
That's right.
Yeah. All in all, Slayton's been our most consistent receiver. No matter what all the BS this franchise went through, he's been probably the only consistent thing that you can say throughout this tenure as a Giant. Because even Andrew Thomas and them were struggling in the very beginning. And people were worried about them. Dexter Lawrence struggled until his third to fourth year, and then he went nuclear.
Did you guys know that Shermer wanted Dable as his offensive coordinator?
Yes, and they gave Joe Judge wanted
Shermer did as well, but he couldn't get him.
Oh,
so I like to
that shit would have been phenomenal.
See, when I make statements here, I give you guys facts. You know what I'm saying? I give you guys facts. And I show you.
He is no Odell, but Neighbors may be Mr. Dunbar. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Neighbors is gonna be Neighbors, man. But I feel you on that, man. Pause. But look, check it out. So this is AAV for wide receivers and coming into this season. You see the deals.
Pulling up the damn logistics. Okay, Kenny.
Nah, this is what we do, man. Because people like to talk out of the side of they, without even showing you nothing. They just the side mouth.
Yesterday.
But if we scrolling all the way down, you can see where Darius Slayton is number 40, $6 million, 2-year, $12 million contract. He is in the range
of rookie
receivers. Chris Olave, Juwan Jennings, DJ Chark, Garrett Wilson. Raymond, this cat, Jake, Rashad Bateman, Kendrick Bourne. I mean,
I mean, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go through the list. You can take the rookies off because there's nothing you can do about that. But you mean to tell me? Hold on, go back down. So you mean to tell me that he's only 1.7 million more than Juwan Jennings? That's a lie. Khalif Raymond, he's in the same range as Khalif Raymond. He's only making 800,000 more than Khalif Raymond. He's making 500,000 less than Kendrick Bourne. He's making $1 million less than Marquise Brown. What has he done? He hasn't done anything. Nope. Robert Woods, he's not better than Robert Woods. Go up. Adam Thielen, doing the same thing Alan Thielen did in his best year. Juju Smith-Schuster. Come on, man. Mike Williams
become null and void.
Yeah, Mike Williams can't even stay healthy. Tyler Boyd is actually underpaid. Jacoby Myers, I think he does the same thing Jacoby Myers does. Now we get into the receivers. Alan Lazard, he deserves way more than Alan Lazard. Hopkins is on last year of his deal. Daryl Mooney does the same thing Daryl Mooney does out there in Chicago, actually a little bit more. Gabe Davis, same thing, $13 million. Tyler Lockett, end of his deal. Cortland Sutton, I think Cortland Sutton's a little bit better. Jerry freaking Judy, who's never had a 1,000-yard season in his career, is making 17.5. Christian Kirk, last year of his deal. Deontay Johnson is a dog. He just can't score touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, last year of his deal. Chris Godwin, he does a lot. Amari Cooper. Now you start to get into the level to where no, there's no way we pay you that much. But between the $11 and $14 million range, that's where it deserves to be. Not at $6 million.
Right here with Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney, Alan Lazard, these cats.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers. He deserves somewhere around in that range. I say put him right at $12 million. And if his agent is good enough, he could get him to 13 with Gabriel Davis and Darren Mooney.
And he's still young, so it's not like he's 26 years old. So if you give him a 3-year deal, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He carries you till he's 29, almost 30. At which point, you know, now you want to start to get younger at the position. And that's another thing Giants fans kill me with. We got to have a whole roster of coach. Oh, what happened? Coach was there, but we gotta have a whole 53-man roster of cats on rookie contracts. Can't nobody get no bread after that rookie deal because y'all pocket watching.
You're
facts though.
Nobody on the team like that.
Nah. Oh, I want to get young at the position. The dude 26. How young you want to get?
Right.
You want a fucking high schooler playing
right? Right.
Oh no, these dudes are starting to act like the Epsteins. I don't get it.
Right. Facts. Right.
I understand this shit though.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Cody Dunbar, Thunder, Brian Howard, High Top just popped in. What's going on?
You heard?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
English for my Spanish-speaking peoples, okay? They call me.
Numbers were stunned by Jones being a horrible quarterback. Slayton was his number one and couldn't make him a 1,000-yard receiver. Even though Slayton had drops, even though we have no offensive line, even though we had nobody out there with Slayton, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. And then it's like, you know, this fan base on Twitter believes anything they put out there. Oh, Malik Neighbors doesn't look happy to be a New York Giant. So what do you call him jumping up and down
to be honest,
and smiling, hugging up on pause on the commissioner when he got drafted, talking about, yeah, I'm ready to be a Giant. I'm ready to come out there and ball. Like, what is that?
Thunder.
What's going on, Thunder? Thank you for the 1999 super chat. We just got into it, Mr. Thunder. Appreciate your support, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, we are talking about
what's going on?
The Slayton contract situation right now. Report is he doesn't he wants a new contract, so he's not attending voluntary OTAs. What do you
Which are voluntary.
Right.
Exactly what Sean said. He has a right not to be there.
Yeah. And look, at the end of the day, man, these guys are going out there putting their body on the line. They're the ones coming across the middle, taking the hits. They're the ones jumping up, trying to high point the ball or landing awkwardly, you know. And for a long time, since Odell Beckham, we haven't really had a consistent playmaker at the receiver position. We've been playing, okay.
Mhm.
We finally got a guy who's been consistent enough to give you 700 yards a year, which, granted, is not all-star superstar numbers, right? But it is the only consistent play we've had at wide receiver.
Goals, what up?
So it would behoove you
Diallo, what up?
to pay the guys that produce. Neighbors hasn't played yet. Jalen Hyatt hasn't been as effective as we'd hoped so far. And Wan'Dale Robinson has only had limited snaps. Bryce Ford Wheaton hasn't really stepped on the field as a starter yet. So it would be downright stupid, for lack of a better word, to not re-sign this guy. He has familiarity with the system. He's your most consistent wide receiver, and he's already on the cheap. So you giving him $12 million a year isn't expensive.
It ain't.
Right,
I just
it's
showed you
not.
the contracts.
It's not. They act like they don't want anybody to get $5, bro.
But
with it, and you know what it is too?
they
they
know
don't-
the Knicks are going to win it all, and they don't want the Giants and the Knicks to win at the same time.
Man, anybody talking about no Knicks right now?
Yeah, I know you're not, Nets fan.
Yeah. But you know what it is too? They don't want the weapons for Daniel Jones.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel like
Yep.
I feel like that helps their narrative. If they push as many players off the team as possible,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Take one less weapon away from him. So if something was to happen to Neighbors, God forbid, or Hyatt or somebody, you know, we're dealing with putting Isaiah Hodgins in the game to be a major weapon. See, people don't think about that. Think about what's on the bench, because as we know as Giants fans, we always have injuries. But y'all don't be thinking that far ahead. We got Neighbors. We don't need da-da-da-da-da. But if something was to happen to Neighbors and you trade Slayton, guess who becomes your wide receiver one? Jalen Hyatt.
Right. That ain't gonna work right now, sir.
It ain't.
Promise you that ain't gonna work.
Jalen Hyatt. And see, y'all don't even talk. Y'all don't talk football. Jalen
Hey,
Hyatt.
Jalen
went to
Hyatt
the
was
third.
always open, fam. That's
He's
what
going
they
to be
say.
a great number two. With the addition of Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt is going to be a great number two. Wan'Dale Robinson is going to turn out to be a phenomenal slot receiver, because they're going to have to respect Hyatt and Neighbors
All
on
right,
the X
coach.
and
Just
and
tap
the
in when
Y.
you get ready. We'll be on here for a while.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Lou, you make a great point. I believe with Neighbors on the field, either Slayton's going to benefit tremendously or Robinson's going to benefit tremendously, because you can't just look at Daniel Jones this year, especially if the line is blocking. If that
the
line blocks to give them time,
Neighbors going to burn you on the slant. Or Wan'Dale's going to catch you coming across the seam. Or,
and it's not.
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
It's not just Neighbors burning you on the slant. Neighbors knows how to run routes on the
That's good, bro.
outside.
I was adding to what you said. If this block blocks someone,
I'm
Neighbors is gonna burn you
adding
on
to
the
what
slant.
you
Or
said.
Wan'Dale's going to come across the seam. Yeah.
I'm adding to what you said, because we having a receiver on the field now that's to be respected when it comes to his route running. You don't know which route that he's going to run. Oh, we're going to have to double team this guy today because he's eating this dude alive. Now, come on, man. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson gets to work one-on-one in the middle of the field. Now Slayton gets to work one-on-one. And Slayton's not going against your best corner now. He's going against your second, third best corner now. So that could up his game, because you're not running with Slayton across the field with that speed like that. That opens it up for Hyatt even more. Now when we have a 4-receiver set, if you got to worry about Hyatt taking the top off the defense, Slayton taking the top off the defense, Neighbors could take the top off the defense and route you up. Wan'Dale Robinson could actually take the top off your defense and route you up now too. And we got Theo Johnson. If we want to really put the tight end and run a 5 wide, have a tight end in line, now we could get you a mismatches as long as that offensive line can block 4 people rushing, and you have to send blitzes now to get to us, to get to the quarterback. Now the hot route with Malik Neighbors is deadly, because you don't know what he finna do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying one of the keys to this offense is really not even the receivers. It's Evan Neal. at the right tackle position.
And we're gonna get into that here in just a second, man. But
But
the
go ahead,
whole thing with just to wrap this up, man. The whole thing with Slayton, man, is look, you're trying to build something here. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Bengals, look at the Eagles. Like, these teams have multiple weapons, multiple cats. So if Slayton can get 1,000, or if Hyatt becomes that number 2 receiver, you know, or if it's just Robinson just killing you in the middle of the field. However it goes, it meshes together as one, man. It's a unit, like the offensive line. Got your wide receiver core unit, your offensive line. They're units. They work off each other. So when you're talking about just trading away a productive NFL caliber receiver because you want to save a couple $1 million to pay who, I don't know.
Man, it's not even about saving a couple $1 million. You said it right. They don't want him here because they fear if he's here, Neighbors here, and Daniel Jones has some success.
Yeah, we might
look like an actual clown. Which you are already an actual clown because the quarterback doesn't make everything happen. But if Daniel Jones has a successful season, then what? Now you're stuck with him for more years and more torture.
Right.
So, and then if he messes around and wins something, oh my goodness, how foolish do you look then? Because if this offensive line blocks,
they're gonna look real foolish this year.
I'm telling you, this offensive line blocks. I think that dude's gonna have a good season, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And watch how the media switches it up. Watch how they do it.
I was off last year with my 11-6 because I went through a divorce and my compass was discombobulated. We ended up going 6-11. I'm not off this year, bro. I'm back on my bullshit. 11-6. Let's go. The Giants gonna stomp the shit out of everybody. Neighbors is gonna make a statement. Daniel Jones is gonna emerge as one of the best quarterbacks, top 10 in the NFL this year, hands down. And everybody's gonna have to eat crow. Now y'all can take that shit to the bank and cash it now in May.
And then everybody, Daniel Jones has played how many years and he sucked? How many years has he had an offensive line ranked higher than 28? None. How many years has he had a number 1 receiver? None. All the other quarterbacks that you root for that say that's real good, guess what they got? Offensive lines and receivers.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you,
I don't think a quarterback needs to be a top 10 quarterback for your team to win.
Just look at your division. Who is in the NFC East is this world beater quarterback that we got to beat every single. It starts in your division. Yeah, you can look at the NFL as a whole, but you got to get past the teams in your division.
Facts.
And when you building your team, you building your team to compete not only with the other teams, but more specifically with the teams in your division. Why you think the Giants are building up these lines? Because that's where you get your ass kicked every day. Every single game, you get your butt whooped in the trenches. It ain't about a quarterback. Game. It ain't Dak Prescott lighting you up for 400-500 yards all the damn time. It ain't it ain't what's his name over there, Jalen Hurts lighting you up like that.
If he can stay,
Washington got.
If he can stay without the injuries, I believe that statement, Ghost Dog. He said, "Stamp it now. Neighbors gonna be better than OBJ ever was for us." If
all he needs is longevity.
Injured, I believe he can.
Yeah. Now, I'll be honest with you, he might bring just as much as electricity as OBJ did at one point in time. I think he has that type of talent, but all he really needs is longevity, and he'll be better.
Yep.
That's just a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
And you want more. And okay, this thing with Neighbors too, not wanting to be here and all this and all that. Look, and Neighbors Jones can't Neighbors won't produce because of Jones. All right. Because when y'all say stuff, I go and I research because I don't go off ESPN. So, and when I'm looking at it, these are the wide receivers drafted last year in 2023. Jackson Smith and Jigba, success. Pretty good player. What did he have? 628 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not too bad. Zay Flowers,
What is
77 receptions, 858 yards. And then it was Jordan Addison, 70 receptions, 911 yards. Now Quentin Johnson, he didn't do well. Yada yada yada.
And he played with the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Justin Herbert. He's elite, and he couldn't get it done.
Right. So let's look at 2022. This is the year we had Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, who was hurt that year, Jahan Dotson, who played pretty well for Washington, and Traylon Burks. He didn't do much, but that was that class. Now in 2021, the so-called quarterback year, right? You had Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and of course, the Giants dumbasses took Kadarius Toney. But my point being is, wide receivers come in since the past few seasons, because y'all don't never want to go back past like 5 seasons. So I'm giving you current stats. The past few seasons, wide receivers have come in and made an immediate impact. Whoever was playing quarterback for their team. And I just listed the names.
Let me answer Diallo real quick. He says, yeah, but Pat, that didn't have anything to do with Herbert. That man Quentin is some trash. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I was told quarterbacks make receivers. I was told that I was told that the quarterback makes everybody better, that he makes the receiver better. And I'm called delusional when I say if that receiver can't run routes or can't catch, guess what happens? I don't care who the quarterback is, it's incomplete. You see what I'm saying? You just proved me right by saying that. You just proved me right by saying that. I don't care who the quarterback is.
What's good, Zion?
He cannot make a receiver run better routes or catch the ball better. He can't. You just proved me right by saying that. So Quentin Johnson is not it.
How you tired of players complaining about their money? If you was out there getting banged up and injured, you'd want to be compensated for your fucking money.
Right.
You said just what I was about to say.
If you complaining about your 9 to 5, nigga, and you not out there getting hit by 200-pound dudes running at full steam, throwing their body at you. Pause.
7 injuries. Show me the 7 injuries, because Darius Slayton has been one of the most healthiest players on his team.
And he's been our most productive wide receiver in the shitstorm for the past 2 years.
They don't respect that though. Only thing they respect is a fucking quarterback.
That's all they respect, a quarterback. And listen, and now Diego says, no, I knew you were going that direction. He couldn't get open, man. I'm not even talking about the Jones situation. I'm just saying that man is shit. And that's when I'm telling you, no quarterback can make a receiver better. Either receiver got it or he don't. Do you agree that Justin Herbert's a good quarterback like everybody says? He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But Quentin Johnson is ass. But you say Daniel Jones should be able to make these receivers. So why can't Justin Herbert make Quentin Johnson? Because he's ass.
You know what's crazy about this whole ordeal? He's not asking for top receiver pay.
No, he's not.
For receiver pay that he's playing at. He's not even asking for upper echelon receiver money.
Nah, they want these cats to play for free.
I've produced. Which any man in any field of work is going to demand that you pay him what the hell he's worth. He's not asking for more than he's worth. He's not asking for supreme elite pay. He's asking, hey, pay me for what I've produced. What man can argue with that if you're a working man?
I don't understand it, man.
They acting like Slayton's asking for fucking Jamar
wants
Chase money or something. That's crazy.
only thing the cat wants.
I'm not saying that he's some phenomenal receiver and he's great and he deserves elite pay neither. But he's been our most productive, our most consistent, and he's only asking to get paid what he's worth. What is the argument?
If you don't like it, don't sign. Hey, listen, bro. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous, bro.
Because they want to run the team the way they want to run the team.
Yeah.
These are the same cats that wanted us to trade all of our draft picks to go get Drake May.
Drake?
You know what I'm saying? If it was Drake May,
so if Drake May was on the team, you wouldn't have a problem paying Slayton. Gotcha.
I promise you, you wouldn't have a.
You wouldn't have a problem. You wouldn't. Gotcha.
You need to keep him because he can help out the quarterback. Now all of a sudden, the receiver can help out a quarterback.
Tell me I'm lying. See, I know you dudes. Y'all corny as fuck, man.
Like
Straight up.
It's crazy to me, man.
It's all about this damn quarterback. We can't have good players on this team because we didn't get the good quarterback you want. We didn't get the quarterback you want, so we got to get rid of our players, take the season, so then next year we get the quarterback. Quarterback.
That's all they worried about, bro.
That's how they sound. I talk about Slayton, the wide receiver. Guess what gets brought up? The quarterback. You talk about the running back. Guess what? The quarterback. You talk about the fucking O-line coach. Guess whose fault it is? The quarterback.
Nah, listen. They haven't learned how to sprinkle anything yet. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to sprinkle in no conversation. They don't know how to sprinkle in no pimping.
I get fired up about this shit.
No thinking. They don't know how to sprinkle in no articulation. That's why they ain't copulating. You know what I'm saying?
It's that I respect loyalty, man. Like I respect dudes that come to work and do their job.
Oh, the hell, Coach be on.
Played out on the motherfucker.
Right. Coach like he did this with a switchblade.
He took it back on their ass.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just in that spectrum right now. I'm just.
Well, hold up for 1 second, Coach. Hold up. Give me 1 second of your time, sir, please.
Go ahead.
How about them motherfucking Knicks, though, Coach?
Man, I'm about to put you in the gulag.
Hey, they got a shot, bro. I think it's gonna be Knicks Timberwolves in the finals, bro, and I think that's gonna be one hell of a final.
That'd be crazy.
What's crazy though?
That would be
Game
crazy.
6. That Game 6 that they won was on my uncle's birthday, bro. My uncle was a diehard Knicks fan. He'd been sad and depressed for years. He passed away in 2018 of lung cancer.
Sorry.
But they won that Game 6 game on his birthday, bro. That shit was special to me. I think they taking the whole thing.
They gotta get if they get past Boston. I think they're gonna kill Indiana. But they get past Boston, and I think Minnesota.
That Indiana team is it's a dangerous matchup.
Look.
Dangerous matchup, man.
When it comes to Indiana, Indiana, New York, it's a matter of who controls the tempo, plain and simple.
Yep.
That's all it boils down to.
Absolutely.
Is it
they
going
want
to
be high pace. The Knicks want to slow it down.
Exactly. And the Knicks are going to have to definitely play great defense, this round because Indiana, their movement, their speed, they have a bench, and Tibbs cannot get reliant on just 7 guys. It's not going to happen.
Coach out that spectrum. I know how to bring him into his element. Look at him over there, salivating, talking about the championship. Boy, that's what I'm talking about, Coach.
I'm not talking about championship right now. I'm only focused on Game 1. That's it. Tomorrow. That's it.
Coach. It is overdue.
When is the game? First game tomorrow.
Monday,
Monday,
yeah,
okay,
our New York
cool.
Knicks are going through the same drought.
I got something. I got something. I'm gonna drop a video. I'm gonna drop on the Knicks, so y'all watch out for that.
Who the hell? Where? Tendonitis.
What?
Is it tendonitis? You keep squeezing and looking at your hand.
No, my body has neuropathy, bad neuropathy.
Oh.
And spinal stenosis and.
What's good, crypto?
Look, I don't want to get into this. We not here about me. I'm sorry.
Your mouth.
I got you. I got you, Lou. Thank you.
So let's talk about this rumored Joe Alt thing here as we move on. So rumor had it that that the Giants were trying to get Minnesota to trade up with the Chargers so that Joe Alt would fall to them at 6. Now, of course, that didn't happen, but that leads me directly to believe that Evan Neal ain't penciled in at that right tackle spot. The Giants are looking for options.
Good point. But also,
Clearly.
there was rumors that
If that's true, because it is a rumor, I don't know.
That's a good point. But there was also rumors that we offered all this stuff to go get Drake May, and New England didn't budge. So we don't know how much of these rumors are smoke and mirrors to cover up the fact that we didn't get a QB. We don't know how much.
Good, Zion.
All
What
of
up?
this.
What up? What up?
I was talking, Mr. Mexico.
I just have to say something real fast. Why don't you finish?
I just like picking on Zion because he's the only Hawaiian Mexican I've ever met.
I'm not
Right.
Mexican. Stop calling me Mexican.
But I'll say this: the only way that Joe Alt rumor is true is if Evan Neal is moved to guard immediately. That's the only way that rumor could have been true.
Hey, I would agree with that.
Happens, you heard it here first.
Guard, then that rumor is true. Facts.
Because I've been the one pushing that narrative. Yes, I have. I will admit that.
I just want to
Move
come
his
on real
ass to
fast.
guard.
Come on real fast. Show some love to the boys. I gotta get going soon, but I'm gonna stay listening to you guys.
Love to the boys. Jesus.
I just want to say something real fast. Like, can you guys? I know you guys.
Let him speak.
I know you guys are not doing it personally, but don't ever compare me to those Twitter warriors. I'm not on Twitter like that. I have a life. I don't live on Twitter. I don't live in my mom's basement that all you do is complain. I accepted that Malik Neighbors is a dog, and I moved on. I'm a fan of the New York Giants. I will be following the Chicago Bears more closer because I'm a Caleb Williams fan, and I think the Bears have a really good roster that can compete.
I think they do too.
So I am going to be following the Bears, but honestly, I'm a Giants fan, guys. I do want to say this, guys. Even if Patrick Mahomes was our quarterback, I will be saying this is my problem with Slayton. Okay, I respect the fact that you stepped up. You're a 5th round pick. You stepped up. You balled out of control when we didn't really have anybody. Well, my question to you is, you just inked a contract that was just a year ago, and all of a sudden you see Amon St. Brown getting
a year ago to stay here.
It was a 2-year deal. So currently he's on an expiring contract.
He's on an expiring
what
contract.
happens when athletes are on expiring contracts? They ask for extension, bro. He's
Renegotiate.
not doing nothing out of pocket.
But he's not doing anything out of pocket. But at the end of the day, what is he doing out of pocket is like you are not a household name, bro.
Doesn't have to be.
He's not asking for household money, though, Zion. He's asking for money equivalent to what he's produced.
But say so I work in the phone industry, right? Guys, I sell phones for a living, okay? Say I knock out phones for a whole year and they give me a contract, right? Then say on that contract, I see other people making more money than me where I'm doing just as equal of the work. What I'm gonna do in my job, if I'm asking them for a raise or anything, they want to see proven product, right? So why don't you?
He's in production. This is
Bro,
different.
Bro never stayed healthy. Bro never stayed out the entire season. Bro never got over 800 yards being the leading receiver. There's a lot of stuff that I see. Coach has his hands up. I'm
No, finish what you said. Finish your point.
No, all I'm trying to say is like, bro, go out there and literally you are gonna like the Ram. Looking at it is like you want more money, but then now you're gonna do less work because we got Malik Neighbors on the team.
That's not necessarily so.
How's he gonna do less work?
Yeah, so you're asking for double the money, and
he's got to bring the rookies up to speed.
I don't think
if I could talk,
if anything, Malik's gonna help.
Let coach
go. And I want to say something to Zion before you get out of here, bro.
Number one, Zion. I appreciate what you're saying about your personal life. I mean, I worked for Verizon telecommunications, so I do understand where you're going. And I was in sales. Okay,
there you go. That's exactly
but here's the thing: when I was at Verizon, okay, I did go in when people were coming in the door, whatever the case may be, and you find out they're making more money. Yes, I did go to my manager and I did put that. Now, I was a part of the union, but I still had the opportunity to go into my manager. So I get where you're going. The point being is everyone is always looking for ways. Now, is he doing it maliciously or disrespectfully? No, he's using the rules that are set for him. This is voluntary. He does not have to be here. Now, if he wants to do that as a strategy, that's fine. You see it all the time in the league. I don't begrudge any man for wanting more money and playing within the rules of the game. Now, if you were telling me this was mandatory and he was holding out, I could understand your gripe. But it's
If he was here,
voluntary.
if he was healthy, pay him the money. Bro hasn't seen a full season
How
once.
many games did that equate to missing? No, because he's misleading. You're misleading right now.
Listen, you're arguing that he don't stay healthy.
You know what it is, guys? You know what it is, guys?
Voluntary.
I'm just
maybe
dramatized.
He can stay healthy for the whole season.
I'm just dramatized because we had a receiver that came from Oklahoma that we can never get rid of, that we just kept on paying. We just kept on paying Slayton. We just kept on paying Slayton. You know, like I'm trying to see Hyatt get my snaps. I'm trying to see Robertson get my snaps. I'm trying to see Malik get all the snaps.
That's exactly where I was gonna go with. That's exactly why you're saying this.
Yes, thank you, Pat. Theo get some snaps. Tyrone get some snaps.
Okay, you want to see younger people
get
snaps, but you act like Slayton's 40 years old. Slayton's only 26. He's still young, sir.
For me to do, yes. He is 26.
And let me say this real quick.
Yes, sir.
Giants fans got to stop doing this. And I'm not saying that you do this all the time. I know where you coming from.
Yeah.
You just want to see Hyatt and them get more snaps, and you believe if Slayton gets another contract, that's going to stop Hyatt from getting snaps for another 2 to 3 years. I understand that.
Giants get big splash plays and explosive plays, but they're negating the fact that you have to build this team first. You got Jalen Hyatt, who's on his second.
And that's why they
understand the depth. Understand the depth purposes.
Play time.
Exactly right.
You got Malik Neighbors, who's brand new. When you look at the receiver core, the only veteran is Slayton. So if you got a guy that's going to impart knowledge to these new guys and get them up to speed so that the team can be productive, you got to keep them around. He might not be the greatest receiver in the league, but he's your only veteran in that locker room at that position.
But that's the thing, Lou. He's on contract. He has to come no matter what. You're on contract, bro. Your pen is in ink.
This is where I'm getting to where what you're saying sounds crazy as hell. For one, he's not asking for top receiver money. He's not doing that. For two, he's in the last year of his contract. Every player in the league in the last year of their contract tries to get money from that team to establish security because you don't know what can happen in free agency. You don't know what can happen in free agency, especially if you're not a top caliber player. So he wants this security now. Now, the money that he's asking for, you can say is between 12 to 14 million. If you got Alan Lazard at 11 million, is he better than Alan Lazard?
Yeah.
If you got Mooney at 13 million, is he on the same level or better as Mooney?
He's better. I have to be honest. Moody didn't get that much chances, but he's better.
Gabe Davis is making 14 million. Besides one season, have those guys been damn near identical of what they do? As far
I'll take Gabe Davis, but yes, I can say that Slayton
Davis hasn't even had a 1,000-yard season.
But Dave Davis
their numbers are eerily similar.
He's playing with Diggs and Josh Allen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like,
right.
That's
the argument y'all give
pretty
me.
Similar.
So
I mean, like Jerry Judy's someone that I would say.
Yeah, Jerry Judy is making 17 point. Jerry Judy's making $17.5 million a year, and he's putting up similar numbers to Jerry Judy. And so that man has the absolute right to come to his organization on my last year of my contract after taking 2 pay cuts to play for you.
Thank you.
After not you believing in me in the beginning, putting me behind the preseason Hulk Hogan and David Seals and Alec Bachman, Marcus Johnson, And every year that I've been here and you didn't want me, I've turned out to be your best option at receiver, and it's not even close.
And DJ has chemistry with him. So why would you
Exactly.
Jay Lay?
So you're gonna what's going on, Jay Lay?
What
So
up, Jay Lay?
you're gonna bash this man for asking what he's worth. He's not asking for some astronomical amount of money. Oh, I want 18, 20 million. That man's asking for between 11 and 14 million, which is what he is worth based on his production in an absolute shit show, which everybody calls the Giants. He's been the only thing that's been consistent his whole tenure here. Has he not?
Yeah, I mean, like besides several injuries here and there, like as you guys see on
How
screen,
many
he's been our
games
most dominant receiver.
Can
I would
somebody
say
look
that.
up how many games Slayton has missed in his career?
Not many.
For the
In
Giants?
season 1, he played 14 games. In season 2, he played 16 games. In season
Remember, some
3,
of those games
13
he
games,
wasn't a starter.
started 5.
He didn't get.
All right. In 2019, played 14, started 9. 2020 played 16, started 15. 2021 played 13, started 5. 2022 played 16, started 11. 2023 played 17, started 13.
So
it
he's
is
only missed games.
consistently
way better
healthy.
than Sterling Shepard. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
Right,
So he's
exactly.
only missed games due to him.
That's
not
why I was
being
like,
a
you
star-
bringing
Yeah.
up injuries. That's
Hold
the last
Yeah.
thing to argue.
He's only
with.
missed games due to not being a starter. Basically, is not being a starter.
Well, you mean like you hit it on the
Yeah.
nail. I do want all these other people to get snaps, and I feel like 8 million, 9 million, okay, but when you're talking 12 million, and then now you're gonna see less of the field because we have Malik Neighbors that is gonna get about 15 targets a game. We do have Theo Johnson, so now Slayton's gonna get less targeted but getting paid more money, and that's what. But at the end of the day, I'm
necessarily true.
That is true, and you know what he brings to the locker room, I guess, his veteran presence is what you guys are really hammering home about, which I can get. There's nothing like having a proven veteran
That's
in
what
the
I'm
league,
arguing.
and
He's
that's
a
true
productive
too.
receiver.
Can I?
Okay,
Go ahead, coach.
I'm sorry. To your argument about him getting less snaps because the guys getting less snaps because of him being on the field, I would argue since he's the only veteran, they might choose to bracket him because he's a speedster, which will open up opportunities for a Neighbors or a Wandell or a Hyatt.
Could be, yeah.
Zion,
Yes, sir.
do you trust this coaching staff?
Yeah, kind of.
It's either yes or no. It's not kind of. It's either yes or no.
I mean, like I wish they would have tackled at least one more offensive lineman in the draft.
No.
I can trust him.
I said the coaching staff, not the talent.
Yeah, I think we did a really good job.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I can trust him, yes.
So the reason why I said that is because of what you're saying. The coaches understand the talent that they have, and they know how to utilize and get the players on the field and work in conjunction with each other. So plain and simple, if Slayton is out there, Hyde is out there, Neighbors is out there, how many 3 wide receiver sets are you going to throw out there in different variations? So the coaching staff is tasked with taking all the talent, all the receivers that they have, developing them and utilizing them and maximizing their talent when they're out there on the field. Plain and simple. Whether they get less snaps or more snaps, I don't care about that. When you go out there, do you produce? And what do you do within the scheme of the offense? What are the coaches calling? Some receivers are going to be decoys, plain and simple, to open up things for other guys.
So D'Ella says, to your point, Slayton put up 321 yards in his last 4 games. He averaged around 6 targets a game. If the Giants plan on passing the ball more this year, which every indication.
All right, so Tony put up 162 and a half. Where's Kadarius Tony at? I mean, like,
I'm not talking about Kadarius Tony. Let me finish. You're talking about opportunities, which we're talking about targets.
So but I'm talking about a whole season here. What has he done for a whole season, guys? A whole season. That's what I'm talking about. Production for a whole season.
You're talking about, but what you're arguing is since we have all these. Let me hold on, because I can't get my thought when people keep talking. What you're arguing is that because of Hyatt, because of Neighbors, and all these other players, that Slayton, basically the targets ain't going to be there. That's what you were saying earlier. And so if he gets if he got 321 yards and only averaged 6 targets a game, if he gets 4 targets a game, that's still production. You're not going to take away those targets.
The thing that you're not getting, sir, is you can actually have more production with less targets. Because what if Neighbors is opening up the field and he was averaging 11.2 last year, but he's averaging 18.9 this year because the field is more wide open.
Facts.
I know.
What I'm saying? So he can get less targets and actually more production.
No, I absolutely.
Dakota Jets fan. What's up?
Absolutely I love what you guys are saying, and this is my last thing I'll say on it. And honestly, we pay Slayton regardless. I'm gonna still walk the Giants. We'll go 0-16. I'm gonna still walk the Giants. That's not gonna happen. But I'm just saying, I'm a fan of the team. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I look at it.
The gulag for saying 0-16. Jesus Christ!
You are like everybody wants to talk about how he was our number one receiver, right? And like, bro, if you had the opportunity to become our number one target, our number one receiver, bro, if there was just one season that you surpassed 1,000 yards, I would not say nothing. My mouth would be zipped. But you had the opportunity to lead this team in receiving. You were the number one target, and not once you didn't even eclipse 800 yards. And I know stats can lie. I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is, you had other receivers in other situations that put up better numbers than Slayton in not his entire career, but
and it's not even about that, bro. You're acting like he's asking for a boatload of money. He's asking for the money that he's worth because other guys who put up similar stats are getting that type of money.
Jerry Jeudy, 2020, 856 yards.
But
2021, 467 yards.
Jerry Jeudy was on a rookie contract as the first round pick.
Jerry Jeudy was what? Where did Jerry Jeudy come into this draft? Jerry Jeudy was drafted.
He just finished his rookie contract as a first round pick.
He was a first round pick, and our 5th round pick is producing similar stats.
Because he was the only receiver that got all the targets and still couldn't eclipse 1,000 yards, guys.
He didn't get all the targets, bro. What are you talking about?
Listen to what I'm saying to you, bro. You have a valid point if the man was asking for top receiver money. He's not asking for top receiver money. He's asking for what he's worth, which is between
so we pay him $12 million. And what do you guys want to see production-wise out of Slayton this next season?
Same thing that he's doing.
He won't get the same thing.
Why won't he?
Well, I say he gets more if Neighbors is on the field. How do you think Juju Smith-Schuster became a name? He was playing alongside Antonio Brown, and he was going
599 yards.
He was playing inside Antonio Brown and was going off. When he became the number one receiver, guess what happened to his career?
I don't know, guys. I just see Hyatt having a bigger role, and I just see Robinson having a bigger role this season. Go ahead.
Okay, I just said that earlier. One of them is going to go up because Neighbors is on the field. Go ahead, Coach.
And why are we just crowning Hyatt like he's just going to come in and be wide receiver 2? I know that I get the projection, but see, this is where we get in trouble as Giants fans. Just penciling people in, killing our depth,
becomes good.
Killing our depth and penciling these young players in because we to push everybody that's over 26 off the team. Yeah. And expecting these young players to come in and produce.
But that's the thing. I'm not trying to get rid of him. He's on contract. He has 1 more year.
If they said we could release Slayton, you'd be happy as a tick. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
Go fast. Before you go, Coach, all you guys in the comment, you guys can judge me no matter what. Yeah, like at the end of the day, everybody laughed at me when I picked some MMA guys and they win, right? Everybody laughs at me. You know what? You can laugh at me at the end of the season. At Tommy, at Rico.
Go ahead, Coach.
Zion, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna take it away from the football field, and you're in telecommunications, okay? And you're in sales, and your company hires some known commodity, some known name. They come in there, and that commodity now brings in other customers who, you know what? They hear the name and they want to go to your store because that person is there, and now you have opportunities, more opportunities to now have more opportunities to sell, and you're producing. And that's all it is. If you want to compare Neighbors, bringing in Neighbors, Now, Slayton is going to have more opportunities. High it is. That's what the coaching staff is thinking. We're going to now have more opportunities for everyone to eat. It's not taking food off of everyone's plate. It's now creating more opportunities because now on the other side, if the offensive line blocks, as we all
It's a
hope,
problem.
it's now forcing defenses. How do you defend the weapons that we have? Whether you want to say they're marginal or not, that's what Neighbors does. Now he elevates because now it's sometimes going to force the defense to put multiple eyes on him, which now creates one-on-one opportunities where if you're going 4 wide receivers at times, Neighbors, Slayton, Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, how does the defense defend that, especially if the offensive line is blocking? So that's where sometimes, and I get where some Giants fans are coming from. I get the emotional aspect. But if you take a step back and you look at it and you strip everything down and you say, if everyone does their job, I get it, but if everyone does their job, what type of production do you think this offense can do? And if Slayton is helping and catching and getting more targets, then that shifts the defense, but now that opens up Neighbors, which now can create more opportunities for targets for him. It's just so much more that you can do.
I respect that. I respect that 100%, and I understand. And I don't want to sit up here and look like an idiot, guys. I understand what Slayton brings to this team. But what I am saying is,
your opinion is received here, bro. Don't get it
yeah,
twisted.
I'm not.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if
Yeah,
I was,
I'm
to go to
unpopular
my
opinions,
boss
of course. I welcome unpopular opinions.
thank you,
I want
boss.
to smoke.
You guys are always, and like at the end
don't
of the day,
get in your feelings about it, Zion. It's all
I
fine.
just sometimes I just get into my feelings reading the
It's
comments,
Tommy
but at
over
the end
there
of the day, you
playing
just
him
don't
in the
read the
chat that
comments.
got him angry. That's why.
Yeah, Tommy got me effed up.
Tommy's my cuz, man.
Yeah, Tommy, you're good. But what I'm trying to say is like if I was to go to my job at wherever I work and I'd be like, hey guys, I want to raise, I'm not gonna show up to work. You'd be like, goodbye, fired, you're under contract. It's almost like it's voluntary, I know, but he's gonna have to.
Coming across the middle of the field
He's-
by a 200-pound guy, so it's a
That-
little bit
Right.
different.
That is true, but I'm not getting paid $6 million. I'm getting paid like 2% of that. So
I need my bread, nigga.
that being said, I want this team to succeed, guys. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more
I want
though,
this team to
Zion.
succeed
I think it's just more about him getting the security of having
It
a
is all
longer
about
term
the security. It's all
deal.
about the security. But you know what
The
else,
guy's
Nathan?
not
There's
trying to
endorsement deals out there
He's
as
not
well.
He's not trying to break the bank.
Top
Though,
said
bro.
inflation.
You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to break the bank. He's just trying to get some security for his family, man, because he wants
It's
to be
just respect.
here.
It's a
and he
respect
wants
matter.
to be here. Exactly. He
It's
wants
hey,
to be on the
respect me.
team.
I've been putting my ass out here.
And
Like
you have to respect that. And think about what the message it sends to other players. Y'all did Slayton like that. That nigga, he held y'all down. And you gonna cut him,
sir?
You see what I'm saying? That don't look good, bro. When you just move on from your players constantly like that and keep turning over the roster, it don't look good when you going out to reach out to these other players in free agency. I'm telling you, man. That's how the league works.
Can I say something real quick before I forget? Every last one of y'all here in the chat on the panel, I just want to say thank y'all, man, because I've been dealing with some things personally, and I need stuff like this. I need stuff like this right now to help pull me through. So thank y'all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. The 117 in the chat and the 4 of you right here. I appreciate every last one of y'all. So go ahead.
Hey, this same panel got me through one of the hardest periods of my life, a year and a half.
Me too.
So I know
Same
what
here.
you're
Me too.
I know we have different points at times, but you guys always show me love. The Big Blue Crew is always, that's why I'm a member, and I may not rep it as hard. I may not be paused. I may not be as active as I wish I could, but you guys always show me love. You guys always send me the link and even the chat. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
He has gotten very dependable. When I say, hey, I need a thumbnail, he emails me a thumbnail ASAP. I will give him credit for that. He
was one of the trashiest lawyers I've ever seen in my life. But hey,
lost a lot of cases.
Putting your ass out there.
You know what? I would say this. I want to talk to Pat right here. Pat, you're so knowledgeable at what you do, man. Like I've been watching your videos over the past couple of days, man.
He's glazing.
don't let idiots, bro. Don't let idiots like ruin your love for the Giants. You've been spending a lot of time on idiots on what they want. At the end of the day, the draft is over, and I would say just stop wasting time at idiots and their points because Twitter bots is going to be Twitter bots and mainstream is going to be mainstream. At the end of the day, I didn't get what I wanted, but I got into place. I stepped in line and I put my Giants cap on, and I'm a ride with Malik Neighbors. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens. But you've been spending a lot of time on your videos getting after those idiots who can't let go of we still wanting a quarterback. At the end of the day, guys, the draft is over. We got to move on. We got to adapt. We got to be fans of the team. And I get it. You know, we have points like this where I come on and I make a take about Slayton. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, we are fans of the team and we just want the team to succeed. That's all it wants. That's all we want. You know what I'm saying? But Pat, man, just let those dumbasses be dumbasses. You know what I'm saying? Wasting a lot of time.
That's what I do best, sir. I let them be jackasses. I let them know they're jackasses.
But get into the Joe Alt thing, man. Because this is interesting, man.
I gotta get going though, guys.
With Evan Neal.
I'll be watching though.
All right,
Zion,
man.
Peace, bro, man.
Good job,
Appreciate you tapping in, man. Joining the show.
Thank you, Coach.
Anytime,
nice to see you, Coach.
Same
Thank you, Unpopular Pat.
Anytime.
Lou, let's get it. All right, guys.
So the whole Joe Alt thing, let's just say if it is true, what would that have meant if they did take Joe Alt right there? Now, you think the fan base was mad because we took Neighbors. If we would have took Joe Alt.
Yes, what's good, Miss?
So
link is in the chat if you want to come on the panel.
So let's look at the positives and negatives of that. If we take Joe Alt, more than likely we don't get Tyler Newman with the second pick. They're gonna go receiver and probably trade up for a receiver, more than likely, to get somebody like A.D. Mitchell or somebody like that. But if they would have took Joe Alt, our offensive line would probably been Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, John Michael Schmitz, Runyon, Alt, because that probably would have put Luminor on the bench.
Agreed.
Or they would have started Luminor at right tackle and let Joe Alt develop, which would probably have been a better idea. But Evan Neal was either going to be traded or he was either going to have to fight for his job at guard. How would y'all would have felt about that situation, Lou? I want to hear all three of you guys opinion on that.
I heard half of the question because my brother FaceTimed me as usual. But I did want to address a comment I saw in the chat where someone said that Joe Shane let go of this guy and he went and became a Pro Bowler, and now he got rid of X and we got Andrew Phillips or whatever. And I'm like, yo, when you got guys who miss games because they're doing stupid stuff and injuring themselves, when you got guys who were somewhat productive and then fall off and then get somewhat productive again, football is the ultimate team sport. You can't have a guy who's all in for 6 weeks and then all in for 4 weeks. Consistency. Like Slayton, whether you like the guy or not, on a shitty team, he's been our consistent wide receiver. Okay? If you get rid of an X-Man because he's not consistent, yeah, he's skilled, he has talent, okay. He shows up sometimes. But are you consistent? Every game, every play, every snap, are you giving it 100%? If not, I don't care what your last name is or what round you were drafted in. Out of here. That's what a coach's job is. You take the guys who are all in, you take their skill sets, you develop them, and you put them in the positions that allow the highest probability of a good outcome. That's what a coach does. The players have to play. The coaches have to put them in the position to make the best possible outcome happen. If you got a guy who's inconsistent, but he has all these good traits, then you try to coach him up into becoming consistent. When that fails, then you get his ass out of there. Period. So don't cry in the chat and the Twitter and everything else. Oh, they got rid of this guy and he became a Pro Bowler there. Guess what? That happens on all 32 teams. Some guys, you draft a guy. Sometimes you draft a guy who's highly
It's
skilled.
exactly what they'll do, though, Lou. They'll cry like just like Dakota, the Jets fan. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit
They need
that
to understand that
subscribe button.
sometimes you draft a guy with certain skills, but he doesn't fit what you're trying to do. So while he might look like a bust in your system, he may go somewhere else and flourish because they're catering to what he is good at. So don't sit here and assassinate Joe Shane because this guy left and went and became a Pro Bowler somewhere else. He may have fit the system that they were running, a la Geno Smith. Trash everywhere. Went into the Seahawks and fit the system that they were running and looked great there. So sometimes it happens. Don't come here and be, oh, Joe Shane is getting rid of players and they're becoming Pro Bowlers over there. No, listen, if the guy fits what you're doing, he's going to excel. If he doesn't fit the system you're running, then it's going to look awkward and you're going to have to make changes, period, regardless of what the name tag is and what class they were drafted in. But
one thing I want to add to that too, Lou. It's like the Giants fans don't love the player until he leaves, and then all of a sudden he becomes the best player that ever played the game. Yeah. Oh, I don't want.
And we're
any part
stupid because we moved on. Yeah,
I don't want any part of Slayton because I just don't like him, and he gets hurt. But I love Saquon Barkley to death, and he got hurt 90% of the time that he was here.
And dropped more passes.
Yeah, he actually dropped more passes than Slayton. That's crazy when you look at it.
He's a running back.
Running back.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hate Daniel Jones to death. He can't elevate anybody on this team. Saquon Barkley's the whole offense, but the team still ain't elevated, and you love him. He's the best player on the team. How come he's not elevating everybody? You see what I'm saying? But Saquon Barkley go to the Eagles and you praise him, but you don't want to keep people that's been consistent that take pay cuts to stay on the team.
Thank you.
This nigga refused top 3 money to go to the Eagles to sign for less money. He took a pay cut to sign with somebody else.
But that's your man's.
We offered that fool $14 million per year. They only offered 12.5.
That's your man, though.
But to get back to the Alt situation, how do you guys feel if we would have drafted Alt instead of Malik Neighbors?
I'd have been highly upset. Highly upset simply because we got 6 linemen in free agency. You don't go get 6 linemen in free agency and then either pass on a weapon or a quarterback to get a 7th lineman with your 6th overall pick.
That's how I pretty much know that it's BS because Shane is way too smart for that. That'd have been a crazy pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't agree with it. That pick would have actually made me kind of mad.
I'm with Lou. That would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
I said this a while back that the Giants didn't need to be spending that 1st round pick on an offensive lineman, man. Look, man.
Now, I did want them to get an offensive lineman
at some point, in the draft,
6th round, to have another young player to develop for the future because we did get so many linemen. But if they would have done that, if that rumor is true, Evan Neal will either be on the bench or playing guard for the Giants.
He would have had. I think it's guard or traded.
No, I'm talking about even without Alt here. If Evan Neal was moved or he's in an open competition, then there may be a little bit of truth to that rumor. They were hoping Alt dropped the 6. I don't believe it. But if Evan Neal was moved immediately, because the way they've been talking is like Evan Neal's the right tackle regardless. If that changes, then there might have been some truth to that rumor. But that right there, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that project is done. I think that Evan Neal will be playing for the guard position in the offseason, and I think Illuminor is already the projected tackle.
Here you go, Coach. Coach,
I know you like the
I
fat
know he's
sexy
gonna have
guys,
some
but you want to
pushback
defend them.
on that.
Listen, I understand, Coach. I get it. I love offensive linemen. Pause. I think they are the reason that games are won. I get it. I understand you love your fat, sexy guys, but the man is trash at damn right tackle, bro. He is trash.
I'm with
I
Lou on
definitely
this
want to
one.
hear.
You know that.
I definitely want to hear what Coach has to say about
Go
that whole
ahead, Coach.
scenario.
To say Evan Neal is trash is an out and out lie, in my opinion, personally. First and foremost, number one, there is talent there. There has always been talent there. Now, has he mentally? Is there things that he allowed to mentally affect his play to a certain degree? Yes. I've also said Evan Neal needs to lose a little bit of weight because the biggest thing that hurts him is speed. That can help him a little bit. Doesn't diminish his skill set. Doesn't diminish his physical attributes, long arms. He does have decent feet. I mean, and if you go back to when pre-draft, I mean, come on, a man who can jump up and do some of the athletic things that he does, there is ability there. Now we have questioned the coaching, with Bobby Johnson, and he's out of here. So if that is the case, yes, Lo.
Is this basketball or football?
What does that have to do with anything?
You say he can jump. I need him to block, not jump.
No, I said that shows his athletic
It's
ability.
explosiveness.
That shows.
To be explosive this
No,
way.
no. You're missing what I'm saying. For him to be as athletic, because they say it right now with what's his name down at NC State. They're sitting down saying that as athletic as and as big as he is, he would be great to go play football and play offensive line. That's my
that
point.
center from
Oh
NC
yeah,
State.
the basketball player.
What I'm saying is the athleticism, that there is skill there. Now, does it need to be developed? He also has not played a lot of time in the NFL. And I'm sorry, most of y'all do not understand. It usually takes an offensive lineman 2 to 3 years to be able to play the game, and especially in the NFL. But yet and still, we want to, he's trash, throw him inside to guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the fastest way to get to the quarterback is a straight line. Isn't it say the fastest way is going from point A to point B?
It's a straight line.
Now, yeah, so it's more so in the middle than it is off the edge. The edge rushers, more than anything, they go to the quarterback goes to a point. The quarterback goes to a point, and the edge is trained to go there, attacking his top shoulder. And what do I mean by top shoulder? When the quarterback is standing, boom, and the football is here, this is top shoulder. So they're going at a point, but they have to go around the bend, which is the offensive tackle, which is the offensive tackle's job more than anything is to ride him around the bend, push him away from the quarterback. The quarterback needs the opportunity to step up in the pocket, which is the straight line. So if he is trash, as everyone says, why the fuck would you move him inside? Because then that means you're saying he's trash, so now he's going to let the quarterback get hit in the face.
My reason for saying he's trash is because they took him and tried to, which is my biggest pet peeve with this Giants organization for a few years now, is trying to take guys and put them at different positions. I think that if he was coming with a guy straight on him, he can push back because he has the athletic ability and the power. I think that because of his lack of speed and his feet is what's giving him a problem to ride that edge rusher along the bend. Pause. Okay? Because of his footwork and because he's having to turn because of his weight, I think that's what's giving him a problem.
But then it goes into what I just said.
Straight up.
That goes what I said. Lose some weight, which will help his footwork, number one, and his quickness. Because it doesn't take his arm length. His arm length can easily ride him out. They list him at 330. That man, hell no. That man was about 360, which goes down to what I said. If he's playing around
how is he listed at 330? There's no. I'm sorry, Coach.
No,
there's
exactly.
No way.
There's no way.
Easy.
Exactly. So if he dropped 30 pounds, that helps in the transition from his footwork because it is there. And in Lou, to your argument about movement, at Alabama, he played right tackle, left tackle, and guard. So they moved him around quite often at Alabama. So it's not like coming in, you're saying he can move around. He can transfer going from left tackle to right tackle. So That's my issue where most people, most fans, and you get the narrative in the media, so they just go with that because they don't understand that. I'm telling you from experience. I didn't play if I played 5 positions in one game on the offensive line, every last position, not at the NFL level. I understand that. But my point being, there are guys that can do it. They can transfer from one position to another. I'm not asking him to play it all in one game. But what I'm saying is he has been trained to be able to do that. Same thing with whatchamacallit, who we brought in last year, off the couch.
Justin Pugh.
Justin Pugh. He came in as a left guard but played left tackle. And
He
everyone
right guard too.
and right guard. So that's my point. Why is it that we don't and Pugh didn't play well at left tackle? We all knew that. We understood that, but we didn't kill it. But yet and still, Evan Neal, why? Oh, because he was a 7th round draft pick, and you're expecting him to come in and be this elite player.
7th overall pick.
Exactly.
I don't want him to be a liability, coach. That's where I'm at, bro. Going from a liability to elite is a big gap.
Why
in
is
between,
he the
bro.
only liability? That's what I'm getting at. He's the only liability that everyone seems to point to. I just said Justin Pugh.
We're not pointing to just him, but what I'm saying is going into this season, he's the only guy from the last line that was 32nd ranked in the league that's going to be coming back to be a starter. Everyone else is out of there except Thomas and Smith, and we both feel pretty good about them. So my thing is, it ain't about him being elite or being some lockdown right tackle. It's don't wreck the game for us, bro.
I've heard the same thing about John Michael Smith. There's this issues. There's this.
I said last year John Michael Smith needed to improve. I said it. People was like, he's playing better. He's playing better. I said that too. I watched the film to know that.
Exactly.
It ain't on Evan Mill only. It ain't.
But
on
improve.
Him
You just said the magic word, improve. But you said you don't want him to be a liability. I said, what's the biggest issue for the quarterback? A straight line. The biggest liability to me would be would be Schmidt.
It'd be between Schmidt and Runyon.
Man, who's played better so far?
To be honest with you, let's put all the chips on the table. To be honest with you, I think John Michael Schmidt struggled, not mightily, but he struggled last year.
He struggled some.
I think the main issue with Evan Neal is, like Coach said, he needs to lose some weight.
Look, I'll say this. With Bobby Johnson being gone,
he might have been the biggest liability.
Let's give Brasilio a shot and see what he can do with these boys. Let's reserve judgment on the offensive line till at least week 6. That way, I would say
6.
Week 4.
0-6 for that time. Fucking quarterback gonna be in a goddamn wheelchair.
We've had
with Evan Neal
of the season to assess this offensive line and this offensive line coach after 4 games and see whether or not Evan Neal is the problem or Bobby Johnson was. Within the first 4 games, a quarter of the season, we'll know if Bobby Johnson.
I hate this experimental shit. Just put the guy that can play fucking tackle out there.
That's what they should do. But what I'm saying is, by week 4,
let's give him a chance. Let's give him 6 games to fuck up the season. So then we can say, it was the problem again.
That's not what I'm saying, NYG. I'm saying by week 4.
That's my argument, though. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
4 weeks of watching this offensive line under Brasilio, we should be able to know if Bobby Johnson was the problem or if the linemen themselves were.
Man, we should know what training
I'm gonna say this. There's no way possible you can know if it was the offensive line coach by training camp. You have to have to play some live action games and get some live action competition playing. You're not going to learn anything by playing against
gel in 4 weeks, Miz. I'm saying that
don't they have camp
you'll be able to tell if they're picking up stunts and twists now that they weren't able to.
I know where NYG's. I know where NYG's. I know where NYG is going. NYG is going. Let me say this, NYG, because of the CB. No. I know.
Nobody said they were going to bond and be a full-fledged line in 4 weeks.
But you'll see what's going on.
But you get on my damn nerves sometimes. You don't listen.
NYG, let me say this, okay, because I
Go
get where
ahead.
you're going, okay. Number one, the CBA has changed things. They don't have a lot of hitting going on in practice anymore.
Sure
I
don't.
understand.
So, and this is what I mean by most fans don't understand. The way
Yes,
to develop as an offensive line is
yes.
by actual hitting. It's
I
by
understand.
actual hitting, and then
Mhm.
if you're working in
Got 3
combination.
preseason games. I'm with you. I'm
But
following every. I know what you're
okay, now
talking about.
listen. You said 3 preseason games, and how many
Mhm.
guys are on the roster? You don't have the time. That's what I'm getting at. I get what you're saying about the experiment, the experiment. One way or another, it's going to be an experiment. Whether you put Illuminor at right tackle, just because he did it with the
Mhm.
Raiders, how long did it take him to develop with the Raiders?
4
They even
years.
said it. He's bounced around before he got there and developed, and it took some time there. So and to play offensive line, you do need to go out there and play. In period, case closed. You
You
do
do.
need to see what's going on. It's not like when I was in college when you hit all the damn time. So yes, you're right. You can't do it like that nowadays. They don't
Yeah.
permit it because they're worrying about injuries and all this and that. Where I've always said the way to develop is the hit. The way to get through injuries is the hit. Plain and simple. We hit when I played in college. We went 2 a days and 3 a days, and we hit every damn time. And
Because
that's how your
your
body
body
gets
gets used to it.
exactly.
These players'
Yeah.
bodies right now are not used to it like the guys back in the day. That's why they keep getting these soft tissue injuries like crazy because they're not putting in the strenuous work like the guys back in the day.
But
But
they
I get,
criticize Joe Judge for
yeah,
making them wear the pads and do all that.
but I hear what you're saying, NYG. But like Coach just explained, there's no way you can get what you need, the analysis that you need to know with one padded practice, maybe a week, in a preseason, you playing like one series against guys that are not even going to be giving you live bullets in the regular season. He's going to have to get game reps. I know you don't want it to happen, but like Lou said, he's probably going to have at least 4
Nah, yo,
to
because
6
I'm gonna
games.
flip the fuck out when we
Okay, then
play
flip out.
Dallas.
Flip
When we
out.
play Dallas,
Flip out.
week
That's
1,
all I
and
can
this
tell you, bro.
motherfucker's getting destroyed by
Okay, that's
Demarcus
all I
Lawrence,
can
bro.
tell you, but you're going to have
Because
to
he
see it
eats his
first.
lunch money every fucking time we play
Okay,
them
that's
cats,
cool.
bro.
That's cool. Flip out. But you got to
Like,
see it
why are we
first.
being redundant with this
Yeah,
shit?
You got to
not
see
his
it
lunch
first,
money.
bro.
I've seen
Yeah.
it
Not his
2
lunch
years in a
money.
row.
His lunch money? Damn.
Yeah, his lunch money. He
So
took his shit.
NYG, if that's the
He
case,
punked
then
that
he needs
dude.
to
And
be
then
cut.
he took it out on the fans.
Then cut him. Then
Fuck that
to your
dude, man.
argument,
Get him out of here, man.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
done.
Exactly. Then you're saying to cut. You're
Nah,
not
man.
talking because you said no.
Bullshit, man.
You said several times. No, I'm not talking about cutting him, but to move. No, the way you're talking and as passionately, and you're talking about he's trash. Then he don't need to be on the team. Period. Rip the band-aid. Your idea is rip the band-aid off and move on.
That's what we're talking about. If they wanted Joe Alt, maybe they don't want this dude on the team. Maybe he is.
I don't
up for
think it
trade.
was. I think that was
know.
a. I think that was.
I
That was
think
a
it's
ploy.
probably a bullshit rumor too. But this is what we're having, this Giants conversation. If it were to be true, and we don't know for sure because nobody's don't know, nobody's in shown whatever. If it were to be true, it's a big indictment on that cat y'all defending right now. A huge indictment.
Okay, I will say this though. To my point earlier, Miz, I wasn't saying that the offensive line is going to gel in 4 weeks. I would say 8 to 10 weeks before you really see if this line has solidified and become something. Okay. But what I was saying was within the first 4 weeks of play, you should be able to notice the difference between Bobby Johnson's O-line and Bracilio's O-line. Because under Bobby Johnson, they were not able to pick up the stunt or the twist. Okay. So after 4 weeks, everybody in the NFL knows what the Giants struggled with defensively. You're going to see them come at them with it. So in the first 4 weeks, you should see this offensive line be tested with stunts and twists and weak side bliss and right side crashes, all the stuff that they was doing to us before.
It's good.
You're going to see this stuff in the first 4 weeks. So depending on how this offensive line handles this stuff that's going to be thrown at them in the first 4 weeks will be a good gauge to give us some type of assessment on whether Bobby Johnson was the problem or the offensive linemen themselves are the
Yep.
problem. That's what I was saying, Miz. I
'Cause
wasn't
if
saying that this offensive line is going to gel in 4 weeks. That's fucking ridiculous.
Because if it looks the exact same way, that means it's the
The
players.
linemen were the problem.
Yeah, it's the players.
And then
Wasn't-
to NYG, if that's the case, you still didn't have time to move Illuminor out there and then pull Neil off the field. Because don't forget, you have
Y'all
what's his
want to
name,
do it. Y'all
Stinny.
want to do it in the middle of the season, though, bro.
That-
When the
4
season's already
games,
gone.
4 games, NYG.
Somebody said 6.
Okay,
So-
6 games. It's still
Too
11 more
many.
games.
6 games is too many
reduced
to
it
be
into 4
experimenting.
to make it 4 quarters. 1 quarter of the season is 4 games.
Game 1, if he sucks, throw him on the bench. I don't have no patience like that because the line is up. We've been dealing with this offensive line catastrophe for too long. Way longer than people that's arguing about the fucking quarterback.
Right.
This line has been damn
For 12
a
years.
shithole.
So how long-
You know what I'm saying?
So how long
That's
has
why
Evan Neal
I'm
been
so
here?
impatient with this shit right
Evan Neal has only had 20 games, bro.
now. I know, and and it might be unfair, man, but I just can't. I don't see a turnaround coming in his
Bro,
future.
if that man
His
gets
feet
out
move
there,
too fucking
Oh,
slow,
oh,
man.
Give me
can't
one.
watch
Give
this
me
shit no more.
1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
The only way I bench Evan Neal after 1 game is if he's falling on the ground, getting pushed on his ass. Then you have a valid point. If the man gets beat maybe 1 or 2 times and gives up a couple of pressures, you can't go off the wall. Oh, get on the fuck out. No, that's actually showing improvement. If he's sticking with people and he's pushing people behind Daniel Jones consistently, then maybe one or 2 times, if he's going against an elite D lineman, let's just say game 1 he went against TJ Watt, and TJ Watt got a sack, maybe a sack and a half. You gonna throw him to the trash? TJ Watt does that to the best of left tackles and right tackles.
That's true.
Now, if I could say if it's somebody like me out there doing it to him, then yeah, get him
I'm
the fuck
saying
out of
though,
here.
bro,
I
Demarcus
ain't
Lawrence,
shit.
Demarcus Lawrence
I'm not an
ain't even
all-world athlete out there.
he's
like
not
that.
even the main guy on Dallas. We know that's Michael Parsons. So if you can't block their secondary dude,
Demarcus Lawrence is
In
an
Evan Neal's
upper
defense, he wasn't
echelon.
he's a
Lawrence
beast.
did
Yeah, I
that
get
to
it.
him,
But if you can't block their secondary person, their secondary guy, bro,
It doesn't matter
You're
if the
screwed.
secondary person is good, bro.
He was a veteran, and he was going against the rookie Evan Neal in his
Right.
defense.
Oh, Miz, you stop crying. God damn it. All you do is fucking cry about the quarterback. Shut the hell up. I'm arguing about a goddamn player that hasn't performed. You motherfuckers want players off the team that have been doing good, that took us to the fucking playoffs.
Well, to say he hasn't performed.
He
Now,
hasn't.
okay. So
You want to look up his PFF grades?
I don't
Since
go.
that's
Ho
what they
ho ho
go
ho
on?
ho ho ho. Don't
Why
go.
do you-
Don't
why
don't
you
go
wanna-
with don't go there with me with
Bring it,
PFF.
put it on tape then,
PFF
Coach. I
PFF
know who
because
I'm
I've
talking
sat
to. My
there.
fault. Let's
No. See, because I'm not saying he has performed well, but to say he has not, that's not true because he has.
Maybe a couple games he did okay. I
PG.
give you that. A couple games here and there, yeah.
We are
The majority
family,
of his
keep it
snaps
PG.
have been terrible, in my opinion.
Listen,
Disagree.
listen.
We are family, folks. Keep it PG and respectful, or I'll send
That
you to
is
your
PG.
What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong. We just
get your whistle in your
we
pocket,
argue.
man.
So what we argue? Come on.
No,
This is what we do.
no, that's because we all have our own brains and have a difference of opinion, and that's what's good for
That's exactly.
for sure. But I understand where everybody's coming from. You can't just throw Neil in the garbage
No.
because you've seen 1 or 2 lackluster years. Because remember, Andrew Thomas was the same way. Let's keep it a buck.
Valid. That's a valid point.
Andrew Thomas was the same exact way. And guess what? He was facing beast his whole first season. For like the first 8 weeks, he was facing the top edges in the league. And everybody in the chat, oh, he's a bust. I knew we shouldn't have took him. He was the worst left tackle in that draft. And now he's turned out to be the best left tackle in that draft. You want to know why? Because he got tired of getting his ass whooped. And whatever he did in the offseason after that first and second year, I don't know what the hell he did, but he turned into an absolute monster. And he's one of the best brick walls in the NFL when it comes to the left tackle position. Only one better than him is the dude over there in San Francisco, and you know his name, Trent Williams. And that's because he has more athleticism. That dude's a freak of nature. So when you put Evan Neal out there, the only way I take Evan Neal off the field after one game is if he's falling on his ass and he looks like he's done nothing in the all. I'll tell you this. Let's put it this way. We all believe Evan Neal was at least 350 to 360 in last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main things everybody says, what if you know football or not, that dude needs to lose some weight. If he comes in the training camp at 365 or 370, yeah, now you got a valid point because you're not putting in any type of work. Come in the training camp 340, 335, somewhere around there, and look like you're trying to do something. If you can't at least do that, then I'm with you. Bench him.
Yeah, you can't put the Oreos down and you coming in here 360.
Yeah.
Ride the pipe.
You see what I'm saying? That's when you get on your NYG shit. Get the fuck off my right tackle position and go in there and fight for guard with your big ass.
Get on
If
Jenny.
you can't do anything there, then you gone. That's
Okay.
cool.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
But
fair.
you can't get rid of that man after 20 games.
We'll set that as the bar. But I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, you tell him go flip some burgers. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I don't cut this dude no slack. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you right now, training camp, that's all good. If he's starting to cost us regular season games, I'm not even gonna be mad at. I'm gonna be mad at the fucking organization because they didn't take alignment in the fucking draft.
It's in the Twitter chat.
It's me. Yeah, Miz, you know how to go to the Twitter chat. I'm not falling for that no more. You go in there and talk all day. Click the link in the chat. I was going to say he don't know how to do it, but I ain't falling for that no more.
Be in Twitter all day long.
Yeah, he be in Twitter all day long. I know you see the link in there.
But that's where I'm at, man, with this whole Evan Neal thing, man. Let's move on to the last topic I got for the day, man. That's y'all's favorite topic. Who's playing QB1? Is it Daniel Jones or Drew Lock? Because Pat McAfee, and shout out to you again, Pat, for the video. Pat McAfee and the boys over there at ESPN, they seem to think it's Drew Lock that's gonna beat out Daniel Jones and take over the starting quarterback job for the New York
Giants. He need to
Giants.
stick to his calling, which is wrestling. He's now a wrestling announcer. I think he's great over there. I think he's phenomenal doing that work over there. I think he needs to just go ahead and transition to that because his take on Drew Lock beating Daniel Jones is crazy. There you go. Exactly, Jay Ferris. That nigga bum.
But let's explore it for a minute. Daniel Jones is coming off an injury. The reports I don't believe because Drew Lock kind of backtracked when he was asked, was you coming here to compete for QB1? He said no, it's Daniel Jones' spot. So, but that was out there, just to say, Giants don't take a quarterback in this draft, obviously. So you're rolling with Lock, Daniel Jones, and Tommy DeVito for right now. If Daniel Jones isn't healthy, is it possible? I mean, look, we all expect him to be ready for training camp, but ain't nothing guaranteed. This is the NFL, and everybody's body responds differently to injuries. So here's my thing. If everything's level, Jones is healthy, Lock's healthy, they go into training camp, they throw the football on the field, they say, best man win. Who's winning that battle and why? I want an explanation. Because a lot of people bring emotion into it.
You're going to see Pet Cemetery.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people bring emotion into it. So, give me a legit explanation. Whether you think it's Drew Lock or Daniel Jones, I want a legit football explanation as to who wins this job for the Giants.
Catch the fucking ball.
Well, you want me to go first?
Yeah,
whoever. But I'll go first.
It's
the only way Drew Lock wins the competition if Daniel Jones gets hurt. And I don't believe that Daniel Jones is going to get hurt this year. Because if they felt like he was going to get hurt without actually being in the game, he would be benched and they would save that $25 million. They'd be like, no way we're going to play Daniel Jones. We're going to say that $25 million and Drew Lock going to be the quarterback. So there's 140 million reasons why Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback this year. It doesn't make any sense, man. Drew Lock hasn't proven anything in his career to be hyped up like this. Only reason why he's hyped up is because some reason the media has a super hard on pause about bashing Daniel Jones. I don't know what that kid has done in his life to the media to where they go that hard against him, man. It's crazy.
It's all the players though for the Giants, Pat. It really is. But go ahead.
But it's like this, man. This is plan C. Plan A.
The link is in the Twitter chat. I just reposted it, man. It's in the Twitter chat. Big Blue Crew Entertainment chat.
You know where to go get it, man. Like Pat said. To playing games.
For that anymore, man. Plan A was Daniel Jones' ACL injury. It was going to be the worst ACL in NFL history. He'll never be able to return. That fell through. The dude's out there cutting and throwing already. Plan B was to get Drake May or somebody in the draft. That fell through. They didn't get either one of them quarterbacks. They couldn't trade up to get Drake May, if that's a real rumor. Plan C is now to hype up Drew Lock. If Drew Lock can't do it, Plan D is the undrafted free agent Liam Thompson that we have. Give him a shot. He looks like he can.
We signed a quarterback. Well. Hold up, I missed that.
Yeah, it's an undrafted free agent out of Wabash. His name is Liam
out of
Thompson.
Who?
Wabash, Division 3.
Division 3.
And I'll be honest.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I never heard of that school. I didn't mean to laugh. No,
it's Division 3. You're not going to hear. You're not going to hear
anything about him. But I'll be honest with you. I want to see what he can do in the preseason because I think he's better than.
I didn't know we signed. Yeah, I didn't know.
I definitely think he's better than DeVito for sure.
My boy said out of who?
Yeah. So it's like they're running out of options because Daniel Jones was not supposed to be here. Last year after he got hurt, everybody cheered. We will never see Daniel Jones again. Yay! And the boogeyman is back again. It's like he doesn't go away. 42. Like maybe if you stop hating on the man and wishing on his downfall, maybe you'll get rid of him.
Listen, man.
But he keeps coming back.
This is my hot take for the year, bro. Back on my bullshit. You heard? 11-6. And DJ is going to ball the fuck out. You know why? Now, after this knee injury, he ain't going to be so quick to run and tuck the ball and take off. Now, he's going to have to sit and find the receiver. This is going to change his game into what everybody said he wasn't. Oh, he's a one read quarterback. He's a one read. He's not going to be so quick to pull the ball down and run. He's going to try to find them receivers and go through his progressions, which is going to make him a focused and lethal quarterback. With the deep ball, he was already precise. If he works on finding his first and second read and just staying a little patient and getting rid of the ball, it's going to be a problem. 11-6, DJ is the reason. Him, Neighbors, and Bellinger. Believe it or not, I think Bellinger has a breakout year receiving.
I think he can have a breakout year too if they actually give him a shot. Because Bellinger, over his career, they didn't give him his playing time as a rookie, and then he got that eye injury. And then last year they brought in Waller. And I'll be honest with you, that might be one of the worst mistakes. Huh?
He was Kenny Galladay at tight end, in my opinion.
Yeah, that might have been one of the worst mistakes we made. Hopefully he gets his mind correct and just has a normal life, man, if he doesn't want to play football anymore. Hopefully he gets everything together. I actually praying for him because he's actually been through a lot. So, what Iman says, Evan Neal lost a lot of weight. We will see. But if he lose weight, okay. Yeah, if he comes in the camp overweight, then I might be on my NYG tip on that, on Evan Neal. But that's the only way I'll be off Evan Neal quick. Pause. if he comes in overweight still. Like now you're being arrogant. You know that you're going to be at tackle on the right side. You know you have to lose some weight, and you still won't come in and lose a little bit of weight. Because I think if he loses weight, I think he'll be just fine. To be honest with you, because once he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it ain't his hands.
That.
It's just his feet, man. We know that. It's the foot.
And
the
I
foot
think
movement,
that
the
weight
foot speed.
is putting too much weight on his feet.
And if that's the case,
Well,
and I'm
course.
wrong, look, I'll be
your
the first
knees-
to come on here and say my bad,
When you're
bro. Y'all know
overweight,
that.
your knees are what bear the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And you know, you need your knees to be mobile, especially at the tackle position. Because
And he's
like
been
you
hurt
said
too.
earlier,
So I
you
mean,
have to
I think the
ride
weight
that
might have
around your
a
back.
deal
do with him being hurt.
Yeah. And like you said before, I believe he's probably the best run blocker on this team.
No, absolutely.
Support.
I'm with you on
So
that.
if I got that road grader at run blocker next to Illuminor, who's a road grader, Smiths is a road grader. The only run blocker we really don't have like that is Runyon. And I believe that's over exaggerated because he's a giant now. Now all of a sudden he sucks because he's a giant now.
Fine for the Packers.
Yeah, he was blocking fine for the Packers, but since he's a giant now, he sucks. Okay. You need Evan Neal. I want to just say this to my brother NYG. As much as you don't like Evan Neal right now because you've seen what you've seen, just like how I say with DJ, if that motherfucker turns out to be the right guy, you know how good this offensive line will be? I need him to succeed at right tackle. Mm-hmm. That gives me two bookends. Mm-hmm. You don't find that often. You don't find that often in the league. You know who you find that with? The Eagles, best offensive line in the game. Cowboys, best offensive lines in the game for the past 10 years. The Chiefs, most of the time, besides last year and maybe 3 years prior, bookend tackles. When you have that, Lions, Jared Goff goes to another level when they got bookend tackles. I need fucking Evan. Right. Jared Goff went from ass to being cheered at the draft like he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, celebrity, yo.
Yeah, Detroit fans, yo. They was lit with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Jared Goff.
That's why I don't have that vitriol towards Evan Neal in my head because I know I need him to be a bookend tackle because that was the plan. The plan was for Kayvon Thibodeau or Ojulari to be bookend ends. You see what they have. See what happened. They wouldn't got Brian Burns. They want bookends at both edge and both tackle. That's your foundation. If that happens, we good. I don't care who the quarterback is now.
Deception.
What's going on, Deception?
Deception.
It's good.
If you got bookend tackles, that helps out the whole team. I'm telling you. So I need that dude to succeed at right tackle.
His face.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want to just put Illumino over there because he could be serviceable. No, if I have a chance to have bookend tackles, give me that chance. Because those are the teams that have the best offensive lines. Those bookend tackles with a center that's super smart. All those offensive lines, they wind up going to Super Bowls. Check it out and see if I'm lying.
Who just said? What comment did you? Who said? I'm not gonna lie. Drew Lock has a chance against Daniel Jones. Who?
Diella.
He has a chance. He has a chance. He has a chance.
I agree with that. I'm not.
Everybody has a punch
chance. Yeah.
So, Coach, let me throw it over to you real quick.
I throw bullshit on that comment.
Hold up. Let Coach
nowhere near.
Let Coach get his opinion in there. Because I know you and Pat, you think it's gonna be Daniel Jones. I'm gonna let Coach get his take on it, and then I'm gonna give my take. So maybe we get some different viewpoints in here on the situation. But go ahead, Coach.
It starts out with Daniel Jones and his recovery from the knee and his confidence in his knee. So to be honest with you, it really starts with the offensive line, which is why I keep saying straight line, straight point. So
we talk about the offensive line because I know
it's not even the edges on the offensive line. I keep pointing to the middle. That you need to not get pressure in Daniel Jones's face. He needs to be confident. So that's the first thing.
Fact.
So now Daniel Jones has been in this system for 3 years now. So he has an advantage over Locke in that regard.
That's
There are intricate aspects that Locke is just coming in at the door. DJ knows it. He knows the check downs. He can read certain things. And to say that Daniel Jones, and I get it, he's a one read quarterback in some regards, it's because he's not confident. Daniel Jones is a smart man. Hell, to go to Duke academically and graduate with his degree from Duke shows how smart he is. He's
fair.
not.
And you're right about that, Coach, because the narrative, and you hear it sometimes, not often, but you do hear the narrative like he's just not like, dude ain't dumb.
Dumb.
I ain't
Exactly.
never said Daniel Jones was dumb.
No, not
Is his
you.
processing slow? Yeah, but
That's
that
the
doesn't make him
difference.
a dumb quarterback.
No. But I've heard plenty of people, oh, he's not
Me
smart.
too.
And it's
Yeah, I've
like,
heard that
what?
too. That's a bullshit narrative.
So getting back to your question, it starts with the offensive line giving him the time, and we got to get him confident. If he's not confident, if he's seeing a ghost per se, then you know what? It's a problem. Okay, and that's the thing. His knee, he has to be confident in it. And anybody coming from an ACL, the first year is a feeling out. It's also a feeling out. Any little twing in that knee, you start to lose a little bit of confidence. You start to worry. So that's the question, which is why you go to Drew Lock. Now, are they fairly going to have opportunities in practice? You're going to see things? Yes. But let's not act like Drew Lock was a game changer in Denver and where
Anywhere
else.
he's been.
Yeah, so he's not. And his deep ball, yeah, he could throw the ball downfield, but he's not accurate. And he creates a lot of turnovers. So it's like okay, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's settle down.
Y'all doing the Jake Fromm shit again.
Yeah, Dash, I
I
get
don't
what
think
you
he's
got.
that. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's Jake
They
Fromm
doing the
level
Jake
bad.
Fromm shit again. But put in Jake Fromm like no,
Yeah,
look.
so
Stop.
they're going to have an opportunity in practice. We're going to see, but it starts with Daniel Jones. It really does. People don't like it. They don't want to hear it. They want to move on from Daniel Jones, and you have your right to feel that way. I respect it. Just like I'm sitting here and I'm telling you from my perspective, which is my opinion.
Oh, Dash,
Opinion.
Listen, if you think he's gonna be a great accountant, great for you. But what I'm saying is, you think Drew Lock is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones?
No, he's just different from Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
And not to call my brother Dash out, he's one of the ones that said, "Man, just give me a quarterback that projects better than Daniel Jones." What the hell is that? the media likes him.
I can understand that you don't like Daniel Jones or you're tired of watching DJ for whatever reason. But you can't sit here with a straight face, Dash, and tell me that you think Drew Lock is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Because I will argue you down on that.
Lou, I'm going to say this also. I'm going to say that's why I say it's in training camp. Drew Lock may take to this system too.
Oh, he said no, he's not. Okay, thank you. I was about
But
to say, I knew you're smarter than that, Dash.
hold on a minute. Drew Lock also may take to this system. We don't know. We really don't know. We talked about other guys going to other teams and fitting into systems.
True indeed.
Well,
let's play to his strengths.
Exactly. So
right.
It comes down to the coaches, how they coach him up. Daniel Jones is going to have the first opportunity because he's been in this system 3 years. It starts with the offensive line giving him protection and him being confident in his knees. Plain and simple. Once you get past all that, then we're going to see everything else. So who do I think is going to end up? And based on the coaching staff and what I'm seeing, do I think it's going to be Daniel Jones? Yeah, I'd be plus the money involved. Yeah, I think it's going to be Daniel Jones. But I'm waiting for a training camp to see. I really am. I'm trying to see. Training camp comes. What do we hear? Everyone's going to be posting videos and talking this and that, and this is what we're seeing in training camp. Blah 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 blah. The coaching staffs are going to give you little bits and pieces, but then when you come to the preseason game, who starts right there in that first preseason game?
Yeah, man. I'm with y'all. I think Daniel Jones is more talented quarterback than Drew Lock.
Let fly, pack.
I will say, to Coach's point, if Drew Lock comes in there with more confidence in the system and he's playing faster than Daniel Jones, and it could get interesting.
Get fly.
Just gonna say that.
Let me
It could get interesting.
let me say this, NYG.
Oh, 17.
For the people with this quarterback stuff, you know why I say about the quarterback position? And it wouldn't matter if it was Daniel, whatever last name he is.
Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah. Let's just say Daniel Jeremiah. You know why DJ is still playing right now? If you want to be honest, it's because he is smart. He doesn't take those chances with those receivers and things because he knows he don't have the guns to do it. Let's be real. What receiver out there can he throw in double coverage and let it fly that's going to go up and come down with the ball for him? Let's be real. Who has been out there on the field with him that he can trust to get a back shoulder throw? You know how many times you've seen Daniel Jones throw a back shoulder throw and the receiver don't come up with it? And you can sit there and act like you blind to the fact all you want.
The whole year with Kenny Galladay and what's the other cat, the fucking tight end we got from Minnesota, bum ass dude. What's his name, man? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Neither. How many Kyle Rudolph. That's who it was.
Yeah, how many back shoulder?
Rudolph.
How many back shoulder throws did Hodgins catch in a season? And then, what was Hodgins before he came over here and played with Daniel Jones? Think about that. He was on a practice squad. Hodgins did not do back shoulder throws and things in 2022, sir. No, he didn't. Hodgins was a good guy that could get you a quick in route, and he was good in the red zone. And who was throwing it to him? It was Daniel Jones. We don't have the guns to go out there and try to gunsling the ball to people. Slayton was barely catching it wide open half the time before last year before he worked on his hands. You don't have the weapons to go out there and launch the ball all over the field. Motherfucker, that like Tyrod Taylor completed 80 damn balls down the field. Nigga, 90% of the time he was overthrowing and underthrowing the ball to those deep receivers. And then they had a way better line than what Daniel Jones was playing with in the beginning of the season, and they weren't playing the same caliber teams. I can defend Richie James for going out there and do what he did. He went in the middle of the field, and he caught the ball when Daniel Jones was getting on the ball in tight windows. Can Richie James jump over two people and grab the ball consistently?
He sure hasn't shown he can do that.
Let's go.
There you are.
I'm here.
And then we got this crackhead on the screen.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, one thing I want to say too, before anybody says anything, I'm not a fan of players, so I don't care who the quarterback is. I'm a fan of the New York Football Giants.
Right.
My quarterback, to be honest with you, and I know I'm old school, is Phil Simms. All right.
And he went through the same shit before they got him an offensive line and some decent players out there. He went through the same shit.
Dash wants the link now.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter, Dash.
I'm not having it both ways, sir. I'm telling you what Daniel Jones did with Richie James. Richie James was good at getting open in the middle of the field because that's basically all we can do. What player on this team could Daniel Jones throw the ball up to and consistently be like, he's going to go up there and get it for me? Name one receiver his whole career.
Yeah, but
it's not out there.
And here we are. We got receivers now. So again, I'm saying if everything's fair and everything's on a level playing field, who's the better quarterback? You know what I'm saying? And if it's Daniel Jones, it better be definitively. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go out there and put that work in, dog.
Shout out to Deception because he said Golden Tate. Now I want you to watch Daniel Jones throw the ball to Golden Tate.
Golden
A guy
Tate was
that did
nice.
go up there and grab it for him. Was he not throwing it to him? He was going up there grabbing ball with one hand, and he threw the ball up in the air when he was getting hit by the Bears because he trusted Golden Tate to come down with it. Wasn't he throwing the ball to Golden Tate that way?
Check your Twitter chat, Dash. I sent it to you Twitter.
That is right. I'll stand corrected. He had one guy, and he was getting the ball to him.
All right, we got Dash and we got Miz in here, so let's reset the stage. Want to get some different opinions in here. Y'all hit that like button, man. Got 150 in the chat right now. Start with Miz, and then I'm gonna go to you, Dash. Miz, you lot of chatter, a lot of chirping with the quarterback in the chats, man. Now's your time to talk your talk, spit your unpopular opinion with your boy NYG22, man. Talk to me.
Look, this is my thing. What I want to say.
Hold up, Lou. I asked Miz.
Don't nobody care about Don't nobody care about
Lou talk. Go ahead, Lou talk.
No, go ahead.
Let Lou talk. Go ahead.
No, I'm just messing with you.
You got it, man. Go ahead.
Don't crash, Miz. Don't crash, Miz. Please don't crash, Miz. Yeah. I see you driving. I'm like, yo, Miz, yo.
We got you,
and I
man.
see you moving the camera and stuff, and I'm like, yo, Miz, bro, be safe, man. We love you, man.
I'm driving, but can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we hear you. We hear you.
You got it.
I don't got nothing to say about the quarterback, bro. I know that it would bother NYG. That's why I said that. Listen, man.
It don't bother me, bro. I brought it up. If it bothered me, I wouldn't make it a topic on the show. Shit don't bother me, man. I don't get paid for this shit.
I mean, it's not much to say about Jones. I said what I said 2 days ago. Yo, Locke and Jones battle it out. Locke has no shot. Okay, so Jones is going to be the starting quarterback. Okay, that's fine with me. I don't hate Jones. I wanted Drake May. We didn't get Drake May. That's fine. We move on. There's going to be a football season regardless, so I'm good with that. But Evan Neal. Now, you know where I stand on Evan Neal, and I still stand there very strongly. Give this guy a chance, bro. Don't throw him away week one. Give this guy a chance to grow under a new...
Is putting him at guard throwing him away?
No, it's not. But he wishes to have one more chance to tackle. Let's give it to him.
So if I wish for $1 million, just give it to me, right?
Listen, you know it's not $1 million, bro.
Because I want to be a
millionaire. I believe
Evan
Evan Neal could be a real deal good tackle, man. He didn't come out of nowhere. So
agreed.
Let's wait and see what this new guy could do. We added 2 veterans in free agency. Hopefully Andrew Thomas is fully healthy. It looks like he is. Let's see what happens.
How long are you giving this experiment?
I'm giving this an 8-week, half the season. Yes, I am.
Okay.
It takes time for an O-line to gel. Okay, and also,
that's right,
listen,
Mr.
man,
Tony.
I hate to say this, but this is the truth, right? The Giants are not going to a Super Bowl right now. So let's let this grow because, like Pat said, if Evan Neal becomes the real deal guy that he should have been when we drafted, that serves us big time for 2 years from now.
Okay. Ooh.
So we got young kids on the team. Let's invest in growth and development.
Now we want growth and development, right? But what am I
supposed to want?
Well, what you want and what you get is 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? So again, you can want Evan Neal to be the right tackle all you want to, but if he's out there getting the quarterback kill, whoever the quarterback is, and I hear everything everybody's saying, but if he's a liability on this offensive line, I'm not waiting 8 games to fuck up a season for this cat. Me and Pat said this for 2 years in a row. Evan Neal is the key to this offense being good because he's so important to the line, and he's a high draft pick. I get all that, but how long is too long? How much do you have to see before you say, look, let's try something different?
20 games is enough for you, then, basically what you're saying.
Nah, 8 weeks, brother.
No. NYG is saying right now. So when I'm asking
two
him,
seasons, and y'all not even
And
factoring the
Miz is
fact
saying
that he's
8
been
more
hurt.
weeks. Miz
He
is
was
saying
hurt.
8 more
Y'all
weeks.
not even factoring the fact that he's been hurt.
I
I
got you.
So
am
not only
factoring
is
in.
he an
Hold on,
injury
hold on,
liability,
hold on.
but he's
Miz just
playing
said-
as a liability.
Miz just said 8 weeks. So the 20 games that he's played and the next 8 weeks, the first 8 weeks of the season, if he is still ass cheeks, it's over for Neil, in your opinion, Miz.
And it's over for the Giants too.
Yeah.
No,
You
but what do
don't
mean?
feel the same
why
way,
do you say?
Lou?
Why do you say it's over for the Giants? You make it sound like the Giants are headed to the Lombardi this year. They're not.
No, bro, but y'all act like we need to tank a fucking season.
Who said Tank? Where does Tank come in the equation?
What I
But-
said
but-
earlier in the
Don't,
stream,
don't. As far as me, don't ever
saying-
say I want to tank.
No, nah.
Don't tank.
But
I hate that word.
but
I
what
hate
I'm
that
talking
word.
about you, Coach. What
Yes,
I'm
he
saying
is. When he
Time out,
says
time
y'all,
out,
he's
time out.
including me because I'm
what I said
battling.
earlier was by week 4, we will know if the offensive lineman was the problem or if OG Bobby Johnson was the problem.
I agree with that.
Within the first 4 weeks of the season, the defenses are going to bring at us what they've seen work against us in the last 2 seasons: stunts, twist, weak side crashes, right side blitzes, all of these things that they did to us for the last 2 seasons. They're going to bring at us in the first 4 weeks to see if our offensive line is worth a damn. So within the first 4 weeks of play, we'll be able to see if the problem was Bobby Johnson's coach or the offensive lineman that we have in the building. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying I'm not waiting 4 weeks. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have
You
to.
do realize this,
You
NYG. And you do realize this, NYG. I know you realize this because you are already have made your decision, it seems like. But check it out. Once you pull Evan Neal, right, it's over. That's considered a major bust, a number 7 pick overall.
I understand that. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That's why they keep trotting this fat ass out there, because they don't want to admit they got that one wrong. You win some, you lose some. So you can't hit on everything. That's all I'm saying. Admit your mistake and move on. Let's get Dash in here, man. What's good with you, brother? What's up, Dash?
What's going on, man? It's Sunday. I'm having a good day. Got the kids around me right now. But yeah, so I can't go too crazy.
So
But
got it.
no, what I'm saying, because I want to come up because we talked about the weapons, right? Or we talked about the weapons. But just last season, going into that season, we were all in agreement. Not everybody. We had Darren Waller. We had Jalen Hyde. We felt like we had some weapons, and we didn't get the results that we was looking for. So is it the O-line? Is it the weapons? Is it a combination of both? Is it Daniel Jones too? Like, we can't have it both ways.
What do you
It's
mean?
it's a common denominator here.
It was a common. It was everything, bro. The
Yeah, but
offensive
it's a
line
common
wasn't-
denominator too.
The offensive line wasn't the common denominator is the offensive line. If you want to be real about it, it's the offensive line, because nobody can really do what they need to do if the offensive line can't protect. That is the key to your offense. I don't care what nobody says.
That
It's
is
the
a fact.
scheme, and then it's the offensive line. Because the offensive line ain't blocking well, you can't run the ball, you can't pass the ball. Your top receivers can't get into their routes quick enough to catch the ball if they're not an elite of the elite, like a Jamar Chase.
So I got a
somebody
simple
like that.
question. I got a simple question then. If everything is perfect, because that's what we're talking about. If the O-line is damn near perfect and the wide receivers and weapons are damn near perfect, can Daniel Jones take you to the Super Bowl?
We don't need a damn near perfect offensive
Right.
line.
That's the question I'm posing, though. That's the question I'm posing.
I'm going to answer your question. If we have a ranked 15 O-line, ranked 17 O-line, we can win a championship.
And I believe you could do that with mediocre quarterbacks.
But we have not had a ranked 17 O-line.
We've been 32nd.
29, ranked 30, ranked 31 O-line for the last decade. And you know that as well as anybody, Dash. You're a Giants fan like the rest of us. Nobody here has vitriol or hate for each other. We're just passionate fans. So everybody watching, relax.
Yeah, no, we just talking. We talking.
I got to say this before I got to get ready to go, because I got to do a carpet cleaning job. People act like this offensive line was historically bad. It's been historically bad over the past 10 years. It hasn't been almost decent. It hasn't just been bad. It's been historically bad.
Yeah. And
I'm sitting here telling you,
O-line for a decade.
I'm sitting here telling you, I would love to see. I would love to see Daniel Jones at quarterback if we had the 20th ranked offensive line, the 22nd ranked offensive line. How do you know DJ can't win you games or anything when you haven't seen him have it around him?
That's the problem. Not everybody gets this leash.
Hold on. What do you mean everybody gets this leash?
I said not everybody gets this leash.
The dude took you to the play. If Daniel Jones didn't take us to the playoffs in 2022, do you think he's here?
Absolutely not.
Okay, then he took you.
But that doesn't mean that the decision was right.
It might not have been right, but he gave you the site.
Hold on. Let me put this into context. He took you to the playoffs with the slowest and worst wide receiver core in the NFL and the 31st ranked O-line in the NFL. Let's look that up for anybody who wants to refute what I just said. He took you to the playoffs and won a playoff game with the slowest
and that's what got him the contract.
Listen,
okay, then.
What's good? TP
I get it. Because what was you didn't have another option.
Let me finish. With the slowest and worst wide receiver core in the NFL and the 31st ranked O-line, he took you to the playoffs and won you a playoff game. So it would suffice to say that if you fix this O-line from rank 31 to say rank 20, and you add a weapon like a Malik Neighbors, okay, and you have some familiarity with the coaching staff and the same scheme, the probability is that you can win more playoff games and possibly a championship.
So what you're saying is we need all that.
No.
What do you mean?
All we need to do is repair this O-line.
Hold on.
Win a damn chip.
Hold on. Why don't you guys say this for all these other quarterbacks?
I'm not you guys. Other people say that. I'm talking about Daniel Jones.
I'm saying
what is it being perfect by having?
Please, because I'm gonna make this as simple as possible. I'm not saying we need perfection. I'm not saying we need a top 10 O-line. I'm not saying we need 4 number round picks at receiver. No, I'm saying we needed a number 1 receiver, which we got in Malik Neighbors. I'm saying we needed to take our O-line from rank 31 to rank maybe 19 to 17, somewhere in there, and we can win a chip. Now, if this O-line proves to be rank 15, rank 19, somewhere in that range, and we got a weapon like Malik Neighbors and Daniel Jones is healthy, yes, I am going to go out there and say in front of the world on social media that I believe Daniel Jones can win us a Super Bowl
with a
rank 19 O-line and the weapons we have.
Let me ask a question real quick.
Hold on. Give me 1 second before I got to get out of here.
Go ahead.
Why does everybody say that when I say like what Lou just said? I said, man, I just want to see Daniel Jones with like a 20th ranked offensive line and a number 1 receiver. Oh, everything got to be perfect. How the fuck is that close to perfect?
I want to ask Coach Ed a question since you're offensive line.
Hold on, man.
It goes to your point. Though.
Close to perfect would be fucking Joe Burrow over there with the Bengals with the number 1 ranked offensive line of Jamar Chase, Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Uzama, Mixon, all that crap around.
That year he went to the Super Bowl, the offensive line wasn't even ranked that high.
I know, but he still had 3 number 1 receivers out there with him.
Okay,
Daniel
so my
Jones
question:
don't have one. What a worse offensive line. So how can everything be perfect if I say, let's just say if he has the 22nd?
It ain't just, but it's not just on the offensive line, because I'm gonna ask Coach a question. Would you say, Coach, being an offensive line coach, that quick processing and good quarterback play helps the offensive line?
At moments it can, yes it can. At moments, not always.
And then that's my argument for this past year, because again, the offensive line sucked, right?
Okay, but Dash, see, the whole thing is, and it's been said, football is the ultimate team sport. You're only as strong as your weakest link, to be honest with you.
What happens, Dash? What happens, Dash, when your receivers have to be schemed open? It's not a Jamar Chase out there that can route somebody up with the quickness. We don't have anybody like that on the field.
But that's the cards he was dealt.
Hold on. You're saying quick processing and all this, right? The receivers have to get open first for you to have a quick processor. You're stating like we got somebody out there that's getting open super quick. We barely had 1 route runner, and that was Wan'Dale Robinson. He's in the slot.
So are you optimistic this year with
Yes, I'm
Malik Neighbors?
optimistic. I'm optimistic. I'm
Okay.
optimistic.
So the only thing that's changed.
If our offensive line blocks, I think Daniel Jones could go off
Hold on.
this season. With
But
Malik Neighbors out here,
here's my question though.
Slayton and Wandale
Here's
Robinson,
my
and I
question. There's
can't
only
wait for him to do it, so he can
only
prove
one
every last one of you niggas
only.
wrong.
And guess what? If I'm proven wrong, that's fantastic because the Giants win at the end of the fucking day, and that's fine for me. But I'm saying, what if? Well, first of all, what if it doesn't happen because it hasn't happened? And then
And
the
if
only
it
thing
doesn't
that
happen, guess what I'm gonna say? We got to go get a quarterback.
okay, but then you will be behind the 8 ball then because a lot of people have been saying it.
No, you won't.
But I didn't even get a chance to say my point.
No, you won't, because if the offensive line is blocking and you got weapons out there already, you have a foundation for the new guy who's a better processor.
So the only thing that's changed in that wide receiver room is Malik Neighbors. So you telling me Malik Neighbors is the only? We putting all this pressure on Malik Neighbors. That's what we're doing.
No, we're saying that Malik Neighbors can draw attention to him, which opens
because they ain't
up
no other weapons. But that's the same argument we had last year. When Darren Waller got on the team, we said he gets that attention, and other people should be able to get open.
Did Darren Waller do what he was supposed to do? Was Darren Waller's head even in the game? Because
you told me in some games the Miami game was one you go to all the time about.
Game, did he not drop a touchdown pass from Daniel Jones?
He did drop a touchdown, but that was also his best game.
Did he not drop a back shoulder pass from Daniel Jones?
And that was also his best game.
Exactly.
So what are we talking about?
So he has to step up. If he doesn't step up, that doesn't mean that's the quarterback's fault. I don't care who
him being on the field, like you said, if you have a guy that's a weapon,
if he's doing what he's supposed to do, then it will happen. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, you get your ass whooped. I don't care what position it is, whoever it is.
You just said he dropped the ball, so he didn't complete his task, but he did get open and was targeted. Now he dropped the ball, but him doing that alone, like to your point, you said it opens up everything else. But what happened?
If the nigga is dropping the ball and not doing,
I'm not talking about what he's doing as an end of it, because if he drops the ball, that's on him. I'm saying how he was supposed to affect the rest of the play. Again, we was in the same spot. Darren Waller's on the team. They're gonna shade some coverage. He should open up other people.
Did Darren Waller do what Darren Waller usually does this past season? I
already answered that question. I'm asking you a separate question. He did what he was supposed to, except for the times where he dropped the ball, right?
No.
So he wasn't getting
the
open.
same player.
Listen. Time out. Listen, Darren Waller was the equivalent of the Kenny Galladay trade. He did absolutely fucking nothing. He didn't draw the coverage that we thought he was going to. His head wasn't in the game. He didn't pick up the system that well. He was not effective to the point of where people had to worry about him in the
consistently
on the field. Right.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is Jalen Hyatt wasn't a legitimate number one receiver. He's still developing. Malik Neighbors is a generational talent type of wide receiver. If he can draw the coverage that we think he can, then perhaps Jalen Hyatt or Wandale Robinson or Slayton or Theo Johnson Bellinger can now. We think that Neighbors can do what Waller was not able to do. That is what I'm saying. If
but to me,
line has improved from 31st to 20th, we can win a freaking championship.
But then with all these arguments, right, or debating what we're doing, all that sounds to me is like it's everybody else's fault. Everybody else got to do their job in order for the quarterback to be good.
Because
everybody else got to do their job.
You want to know why? You want to know why, sir?
Hold on, Pat. Hold on. Dash, I am not a fucking Daniel Jones lover.
I'm talking about quarterbacks in general.
I'm going to explain something because it's like y'all think that we purposely was like, don't draft the quarterback, they all suck. No, we all understood that he's under contract. He's going to be the quarterback this year. You have a number 6 pick, go grab a weapon. So when you are ready to get a quarterback, you're putting them into a system that's already installed with a foundation and playmakers already, like the San Francisco 49ers consistently do. They change quarterback like freaking people change their underwear, and they're still consistently in the playoffs because they're bringing their quarterbacks into a system that's already built. The Giants need to get to that point. So instead of drafting quarterback after quarterback like the Browns did for decades, I don't want to get into that. I would rather build the team. And whether this quarterback succeeds or falls on his fucking face, when the season is over and it's time to go get your quarterback or whatever, based on how the season ends, you're at least
got
bringing
something
the
to
next
work
guy
with.
into an established system with a team that's already.
I understand.
And hold on, let me say this real quick because I really do got to go now. D'Ella, Darren Waller had the most yards for a tight end between the first 4 to 5 weeks. Who was the quarterback the first 4 to 5 weeks for the Giants?
He smoking rocks the rest of the season, though?
Hold on. But who was the quarterback the first 4 to 5 weeks of the season? It was Daniel Jones. He was getting it to the guy that was supposed to be the best player on the team, right? It was Daniel Jones at
I
quarterback.
thought he wasn't doing his job though.
He wasn't doing his job to the best of his ability. We know Darren Waller is way better than that. True or not?
Like you just said, he wasn't doing his job, but then the first 4 weeks of the season, he was doing his job.
He wasn't doing his job the way that we know Darren Waller to do his job. Point blank, period.
But we can't expect him to be that because he's fucking 36 years old.
Who's 36 years? Waller's
30,
like
what's he, 34? He's 34?
Darren Waller's like 31, 32.
30,
No, he's not.
32, 31, 32.
Nah, we gotta check the Carfax on that. I believe that man is 34 years old.
Check the Carfax.
36 years old. We gotta check
Right.
the
Nah, he ain't no 36.
Once y'all learn that yes, the quarterback. Hey,
check the Carfax.
Once y'all learn that the quarterback,
He's 31.
Exactly. He was only 30 last year.
The Carfax. You know what I'm saying?
His knees is 75 though.
What y'all need to learn is, yes, the quarterback is the most important position on the field when it comes to the football. It's true, but it's also the most dependent. And that's a fact. When you look at the game in the total, he is the most dependent player on the field. He needs his offensive line to block. He needs his running backs to run the ball correctly. He needs his receivers to get open and separate and catch the ball. And he needs his scheme to be whatever fits his abilities. He's the most important player on the field because he's the facilitator. He makes the situation better. He doesn't make everybody on the team better because he's just this great quarterback. No, everybody has to do their job. He's the most dependent on the field. When you look at the game, really look at the game. He needs everybody to do their job so he can do what the fuck he's supposed to do. That's a straight up fact.
Real quick, Pat and Dash. In this situation that we moving forward into in this 2024 season, we got neighbors. You think the line's supposed to be straight or whatever. Like, what is the expectation here? What is the expectation here? Because if that's the case, and this is kind of where, I kind of mediate because I see Dash's point and I see Pat's point. But if that's the case, what is the real expectation for this team going into this season? And more specifically, what is the expectation for Daniel Jones? You know what I'm saying? Because if everything that we saying needed to be fixed is quote unquote fixed, then we have to put some type of expectation on this season for the cat, because we can't just go in here and saying, look, we need this, that, and the third.
And NYG, just to be real, I don't have, like last year, I was full of expectations. Last year, I had ideas of what was going to happen, and the wind got took out of my sails. So this year, I don't have, per se, expectations. I got things that I'm looking for. I expect the defense to look better. I expect the offense, as far as we know, the offensive line on paper should be better. We'll see. Like, to lose point, we'll see what happened in the first couple of weeks, whether it was the coach or the players. But it's like I can't get into like a win prediction or something like that, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, nah. Just what is your expectation?
What you mean?
What's your expectation? Because we talking about the quarterback, so if all this is right, and we needed this to be right to see the best version of Daniel Jones, what is the expectation? What are we looking at here?
I'll put it this way: if Daniel Jones is both healthy physically and mentally, because that's the biggest part of it, coming back off the knee, being able to trust himself to be able to move around.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
What they telling me with the moves they made in the offseason is that they plan on competing in the division. That's the expectation. That's what they telling me. They didn't draft a quarterback again. I only wanted Michael Penix. I'm not like everybody else where it just would have been any quarterback. Michael Penix was my guy. But to me, that's what Joe Shane is telling me is that you picked up Brian Burns. You don't do that unless you plan on competing. You don't pay a man that much money unless you plan on competing. So that's why I expect to compete, and because that's what they told me.
I'll
That's
tell you
fair.
this, Dash. If
Go ahead,
Daniel
Pat.
Jones,
Agree.
if Daniel Jones doesn't make the playoffs and at least repeat what he did in 2022, he is gone. I don't care if the offensive line don't block, receivers don't get open, he's gone because that's why they put the out in that contract. He's gone after this year. And I want to say one last thing. Why do you think the league says the best thing to do against a good quarterback is to get after the quarterback? If the quarterback was out there on the field and he's just making everybody better, like he just has this magic wand in his hand and he can make people do whatever he wants to do
Man,
on the field, nobody will be able to say the best way to stop a good quarterback is to get after the quarterback. Because you wouldn't be able to do anything. If my quarterback can make my receiver run whatever route that he wants to run, if my quarterback can make Evan Neal block however he needs to block, if he can make the center block however he needs to block, if he can make the tight end run whatever route he needs to run at the best, it's like y'all think this dude is just doing this and then throwing the ball to people and making them go and jump up the ball and grab it between two people. He's throwing the ball deep and making them run 90 miles per hour, and he's just controlling them with a magic wand because he's the quarterback. Oh, I'm Patrick Mahomes. I can control Kelsey however I want to control, and then I throw him the ball. That's the way, not just you in particular, but all these dudes believe that's what the quarterback does. That's insane. He can't make people do what their jobs. He can't. He's the facilitator. He needs them to do their jobs. Oh, you get open? Bam, I got you. I'm that good of a quarterback. I know what to do once you do your job. If you do your job, we're going to win. That's what Patrick Mahomes is. That's what Aaron Rodgers was in his prime. That's what Brady was. If you do your job, we're going to win. The only time Brady got beat during that 18-0 season is when we got after his ass. And we forced him to be off his kilter. No quarterback is waving a magic wand, holding the ball in one hand and making everybody do their job. That's insane. That's what y'all don't get.
Hey, Chris just seen us in at the draft, man. He says if you guys were in the same room, it'd be like the Springer show. Yeah, man. When we get together, we turn up, man. That's what we do, man.
I don't care if you don't believe he has the talent to get it done. I told you, I don't care. If Daniel Jones shows that he can't do it, then get rid of him.
We be all in the same room. We go to every draft. We are the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. TP Way the Giant. The link is in the chat, man.
TP, hey, real quick, hold up, time out. TP is one of the people I met at the NFL draft. He's a Giants fan, man. So shout out to him, man, for tapping in. He said he would. I was hanging out with him before you and Lou got to the draft, Pat. He had his 3 kids with him and his wife and his 3 kids, man. So shout out to you.
Shout out TP Way.
He has his own channel. If you guys want to go to support, y'all can do that right now. TP, if you want to put your link in the chat, that'd be cool.
And TP Way, I've been saying this the whole time. Nobody can answer it. What QB has succeeded with the equal talent DJ has had? If you can't name him, then you can't expect for him to do the impossible. You can't. Name one quarterback in the league besides Andrew Luck, and he was only able to do it for 6 seasons with no offensive line and a mediocre weapons at best. There's no quarterback you can name that did that. You can't name them.
Christopher Tony said, how long is it going to take to realize DJ ain't it? Damn it, man.
Nobody care. I don't care about the quarterback in general. I want the offensive line and weapons on this team. So if we do have a deficiency at quarterback with Daniel Jones, because you don't know yet, there's no way possible you can know yet.
I'm
You
on the
shouldn't
if
even
he
be
does,
fighting this hard for that
I'm
dude
on the
because you
ship
just
called
said if he doesn't
Standing
do what he said is
exactly,
a
then
wrap for
you
him.
get rid of him because we have an offensive line. We have fucking weapons out there now. So now you can find out what he truly is.
I mean, the difference between me and you, Pat, you still think he got a chance to do that. I
I
don't.
still does think he. I still
Yeah,
do think he
it's so
does.
I mean, that's a simple disagreement. I just don't think he got it in him. You think he got it in him? We get to see this year though.
English was that, son? I still does think he got a chance. Boy, you need to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta go to work real quick. But these niggas, like, I can't explain it better than what I explained it earlier. You motherfuckers think this damn quarterback has a magic wand in his hand and making everybody do what they were supposed to
The
do.
bag with all the cursing, sir. Don't mess up the bag. We got to keep
Hey,
it. Keep the bag.
look, y'all act like this quarterback has a magic wand in his hand. He's just making everybody do what they're supposed to do. Then he throws the ball. That's crazy.
He can't do that because he's a one reader.
Every day is work if you want to get ahead, E-Man Perry. I work every day.
That shit's crazy, bro. He's not making those receivers run better routes. He's not making those guys win one-on-one blocks. He's not doing that. He's not making running backs do cutbacks and make cuts and make people miss out there on the field. He's not doing that. If you do your job and you have a great quarterback, he's a great facilitator, you're going to win.
So Pat, what's your expectation, bro? Real quick for you, Dick.
I expect Daniel Jones to do what he did in 2022, except with 24 touchdowns at least.
Move and do this and that. That still work. It's just not physical labor, but it still work. Sorry, go ahead. Just responded to E-Man Perry.
I expect him to get over 20 touchdowns this year and at least between 35 and 4,000 yards if that offensive line blocks and get us to the playoffs. If he does not do that, he will be gone. Point blank, period.
And that's
but at least we will have a foundation for the next guy. And that's all I care about. You think I'm not going to call Giants content or call Giants games because Daniel Jones is not the quarterback? Are you crazy? I called when Jake Fromm was there. You guys were there. I called when Mike Glennon was there. I cheered for DeVito and Tyrod Taylor last year.
Glennon.
Another question I got, man. Why did the offense change?
Wait a minute. Pat, wait a minute. Pat, go to work. Go to work, man.
Yeah,
go to work.
Out of here, man.
Go. Keep drawing him back in with all these questions.
All right, I'll see y'all later, man.
Go get the bag,
fellas.
Shout out to Pat, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro, man.
Let Pat get his bag, man.
Really.
But I just want to know, like, because it seemed to me like the offense did kind of change a little bit when Tyrod Taylor got in the game, man. So I want to know, like, what's all that about? Did they change?
Different aspect of the game because it's a different skill set for one, and he has a familiarity with Dable and what Dable likes. So that right there is gonna bring a different element to the game. He's been in the league longer as well, so he goes through his progressions faster and he processes the game a little faster than
that
DJ.
part
so
right there.
Naturally, is gonna be a difference, but. That's with any player, like we were talking about earlier. You take Geno Smith, he sucked everywhere he's went, and then you put him in a style that caters to his skill set, i.e. the Seahawks, and then you get what you get. So, it just based on the coach using your skill sets to the best abilities.
Yeah, go ahead, Dash. What's your thoughts on that? The way the play calling kind of changed when Tyrod Taylor got in there, because it was really different from Daniel Jones.
Nah, Lou said it. And let's be honest, Tyrod Taylor's been in the league for a longer time. He's way more savvier, and he was quicker with his decision making. Now, if the offensive line was trash, he just saw that it broke down a little bit faster than what the other guys did, and that's Tommy DeVito included. And I think they didn't have to dumb it down from Tyrod Taylor to Tommy DeVito, because we could talk about Tommy DeVito and what he did, but they dumbed it down for him. Kind of like what they did in 2022 for Jones, but with Tyrod Taylor again, he's a savvier veteran that's been around the league and it's quicker to process. So you saw him get the ball, even though he wasn't making all the plays downfield, but he wasn't taking as many sacks because he was getting the ball out of his hands and being smarter. That's what I think it was. Just what Lou said. A savvy veteran.
And that's my thing, man. When we get these weapons and we get everything out on the field, the offensive line straight, you're getting some time back there to throw. Make the play. You got to make the play at that point. You got to make the play. See, I'm not here to defend Daniel Jones. Y'all know that. Only people on Twitter that think I'm supportive, like I'm a Daniel Jones apologist or something. I'm a Giants fan. I'm gonna call it like I see it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked y'all what's the expectations for going into this season, because the excuses at this point have to be out the window. We can't keep bringing them to the table year after year after year after year. This is kind of where
regardless, unless he does something miraculous and wins us a chip, he's gone.
And that's my only thing. You know what I'm saying? So
he'll probably stay in the backup capacity to whoever we draft and be that veteran QB and all that. But I mean, as far as that goes, if he don't do something great, get us to the championship or win us a couple playoff games, he's more than likely gone next year. So there is no next. What do we do next? It's more
right,
likely.
But the expectation, and that's why I asked what the expectation is, because if the expectation is what he did in 2022, the 15 touchdowns and however many interceptions, 7 rushing touchdowns.
I need more than that, because you showed me that you can do that with the worst wide receiver core.
And that's where I'm coming from, bro.
So I need to at least get to the championship game if I'm going to consider re-signing you.
And that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's only being fair.
I need you to at least get us to the NFC Championship game, one game away from the Super Bowl. If I'm going to say, okay, he's earned it, let me re-sign him for 2 more years or 3 more years and draft a QB and develop him under him while he plays out his contract.
Word up, man. Miz, man, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Man, what's up?
What's your expectation this year for Daniel Jones in this offense?
I don't know. You know me. I'm not a stats guy. I just think the Giants got to compete for this division this year. Maybe make a wild card or at least play a Week 18 game in or out. You know what I mean? It can't be over by Halloween or Thanksgiving. It just cannot be.
Right.
But the thing about Daniel Jones, it's pretty much set up in next year that they're going to go get their QB. But listen, if Jones takes over the team, he's a true leader, a commander of the field. You see that it's a different Jones, a cocky, arrogant Jones. Then you think about, Keith Jones. He showed me a different lion this year. I got to see that.
I'm telling you, he's not going to be so quick to tuck the ball and run now after this leg injury. I think he's going to take the time now to really learn how to go through his reads and process faster. And if he can do that in this offseason and have a firmer grasp of this offense, because he's in his 3rd season in it, and he actually learns how to process faster and go through his reads, we're going to see a different Daniel.
That's what scares me, Lou.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's what
on the wall, he's probably gone this year.
Yeah, that's what scares me, Lou. Because again, a lot of his play is off of his legs. You know what I mean? So that's what scares me the most about this year. Is again we saw pictures of him throwing. It looks like he's moving around throwing. Obviously he's not free for contact. What's it called? He can't have any kind of contact, anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know when he's going to be able to build this chemistry, or when he's going to be back in order to build that chemistry. Because again, this year is big for Daniel Jones. It's big for the coaching staff. It's even big for the GM. A lot of people's jobs is on the line this year. So yeah, that's the part that scares me, because we saw Daniel Jones at his best, if you want to call it that, at his best in 2022. And you saw what that got you. Yes, we got the wins. Yes, we got to the playoffs. But I'm talking about Daniel Jones himself, what he was. And I don't know if that's something that we can book. We can bank on it. I can't invest in that. I don't know.
And that goes.
I would have to see him. He did what he did with the worst wide receiver core and slowest wide receiver core. Took us to the playoffs and won us a playoff game with the 31st ranked O-line at that. So Now
You
with the
also had a
weapons that
horse too,
we
though.
have,
You also had the horse, Saquon Barkley too.
okay, but what I'm saying is, Daniel Jones played a major part. He had 6 comeback wins that
Absolutely,
season.
absolutely,
So you
absolutely.
can't take that away from him. 6 comeback wins in the fourth quarter. You would have to give him his credit for that. So he
Giraffe
was a major
Necklace.
part
But
of that season. And so with him being able to do that with the worst and slowest wide receiver core, with the guys that we have on paper now, if this offensive line can give us a decent 18 ranked, 19th ranked offensive line play, I would expect to see him take us to at least a championship
now,
game. If he can do
now
that, then yes. I would.
outside, go ahead, my fault. Outside of this group here, because all of us here, we've been hanging around with each other long enough to know how we think about shit, and we talk about the outside, right? Like this year, before there was always that crutch of Saquon Barkley. This year is Daniel Jones. He is
Yep.
by himself here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Everybody is on his back, and we go as far as he's going to take us, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
like I said again. To me, the decisions that they made this preseason. I'm sorry, in the free agency, and then the draft picks tells me that they plan on throwing the ball. That they
Yep.
plan on throwing the
Yeah.
ball. And again, there's nobody back there that there's not a correct. Devin Singletary is a solid running back. He should be good. We should have a running back by committee, but everybody's going to be looking at Daniel Jones and Brian Dable this year, in my
And
opinion.
that's why you have Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Bryce Ford Wheaton still. Okay. I think they brought back Hodgins, right? And some
Mhm.
other receiver for a gunner position, McKenzie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isaiah
yeah.
McKenzie and Gunnar Olszewski.
Yeah. So I mean, we have some wide receivers, and we drafted that tight end Theo Johnson. We have Daniel Bellinger. We have 3 running backs: Singletary, the guy we drafted, and the guy
Eric
we
Gray.
yeah. So I think we will see a running back by committee when we do run, but it'll mostly be screen passes and little passes coming out of the backfield. I think more so.
Yeah, I think to your point, man. Look, that's why I was saying what I said about Evan Neal. That's why I was saying what I said about Darius Slayton. You can't just go into the season thinking that the Giants just gonna be bad. They looking forward to the next draft. They don't have that wiggle room no more. And I'm glad y'all on this panel today so we can talk about this, man, because the expectation is there. You're doubling down. You gotta win games. You gotta win. You can't be 4-5 win team next year. You got to win some games.
They put their money where their mouth is.
Straight
The
up.
sports analysts all year were saying that they was going to draft a quarterback. Da 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 da. Joe Shane and Dable kept saying Daniel Jones is going to be our quarterback for the future, and everybody thought that it was smoke and mirrors. They doubled down on what they said and put their money where their mouth is, and got a #1 wide receiver and said, "We're going to show you we meant what we say."
Yeah, but you got to prove it.
Yeah.
We can't. Here's what I'm saying, Lou. We can't go have a 6-11 season, come back here again in the offseason, right here on Giants Conversation,
Oh
and,
no.
and, and be talking about, hey, well, then this happened, this happened. No, bro.
Yeah, no, it's
You
a
gotta
wrap.
win.
Everybody, people on the chopping block.
You gotta win.
I say this. I'm gonna tell you what. The Giants are gonna compete this year, and I'm
They
gonna
need
tell
to.
you this. The O line, if the O line could stay healthy and grow together as each week goes by, and you give Daniel Jones a pocket, and he doesn't have to be Lamar Jackson. Just let him play pocket passing quarterback. And I think with the running committee, you'll be shocked. I think we'll have a better running game without Barkley than we did with because everyone was so focused on Barkley. Now you could spread everyone out and play football, a team brand of football.
Somebody
And
made an
the Giants
analogy.
have the defense, NYG. The Giants have
Yeah.
the defense to make some noise.
The
They
Giant, somebody made, to your point though, man. Somebody made an analogy earlier in the chat. I forget who it was, but they said losing Barkley could be like when Eli lost Tiki Barber, and how Eli Manning, it was kind of an addition by subtraction because of the, you know what I'm saying, the whole dynamic of what Tiki Barber
They had
was.
to depend on Eli and not on Tiki. So
And
now they
not
have
on
to
Tiki.
depend on Jones and not on Barkley.
You didn't have that crutch. And another thing too, somebody else brought up too. We don't know how that dynamic was with them paying Jones and Barkley not getting his money. Now it all seemed like it was cool and dandy on the surface, but we don't really know how players and people were feeling in that locker room about them paying Jones over Barkley. It's just something to think about.
Aren't
bro.
paying
That's
attention. A lot of people aren't paying attention to what we did after the draft and undrafted free agents. I'm gonna dive into that later tonight at 9:30 when I go live, and I hope you guys tap back in and join me. But we got some linebackers, we got wide receiver, we got some guys in the undrafted free agency that are gonna make this competitive, and it's gonna be a good season, man. I got a feeling.
I'll come on tonight, Lou. Sorry, I got to run into the kid's game. He has a playoff game right now, but I wanted to talk more, but I'll talk tonight, man. All right, good stuff, guys.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
I want to
Coming
answer
up
that question though, real quick for
3
Alfred.
hours. But go ahead. You got it, Dash.
Now, Alfred said, Danny was trained by Cutcliffe. How is he a one reader? Exactly. Why is he a one reader? That's my question. He shouldn't be, but he is.
So smacked around. He's gun shy.
Well,
Exactly, coach.
That's what it is.
that and he was playing under Jason Garrett's system. I think Jason Garrett was specifically,
That's fair.
engineering him that way and trying to coach him up a totally different way, or actually
Trying to
sabotage
coach
him
the
and trying to take
turnovers out of
his
him.
job.
Mhm.
And when you coach the turnovers out of a quarterback,
They
it's
broke
gonna
him.
make him gun shy. It's gonna make him hesitant because he don't want to turn the football over.
But NYG, so like I can admit that they broke him. They absolutely broke him.
Mhm.
Can he be fixed? That's and that's what I don't believe in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that question lies in.
I'm on the fence with that, Dash. I'm gonna be honest with you,
That's
bro.
a good question, and the
But
answer.
rightfully so.
Hold on. That is a great question, and I'm going to give you something to think about here. The answer to that is on the coaching, because Dave was supposed to be some great quarterback whisperer. Look what he did with Josh Allen, right? That was the whole point of bringing him in here and giving him the job as coach with Daniel Jones to try to get the best out of DJ, right? So now the question is, can Dable coach him back and fix him?
Yeah, that's the
Mm,
question.
I'm gonna get a little bit raunchy, I guess. When a pimp smacks his bitch around, she gun shy, right? How do you get her back? You got to take her out of that environment per se, which the coaching staff is supposed to do, and you
Stop getting
gotta
sacked.
you gotta kind of coddle them and build their confidence back up. Which, to Dash's point, is the coaching. To Lou's point, is the coaching. It's also the offensive line. The offensive line cannot
Stop
allow
letting
him to get hit.
sacked. Yeah.
He can't. They can't. They can't. Let's be real. Whether it's Evan Neal, Thomas, Schmidt, run. It doesn't matter who it is. You cannot allow this man to get hit or beat up. Plain and simple. And some quarterbacks don't have the mental fortitude of like a Tom Brady, of a Patrick Mahomes, Burrow. They'll get over that. Daniel Jones has proven, we got to keep him clean so we can see if he can grow mentally. Because if not,
Yeah.
bitch ain't gonna get my money, so get her the fuck out of here. Excuse me.
And to answer the comment too, because I think it was directed to me. He just hates Daniel Jones. I don't hate Daniel Jones. I'm just tired of him.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hate got nothing to do with it. If because I changed my opinion on him once already,
That's true. You did. I can
because I
vouch.
didn't think he was in it, and I got fully behind Daniel Jones. Pause.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
there you go. Dash remembers.
Mhm.
I had to
Dash
pause it.
PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
I had to pause, right? I had to pause it. But to me, I'm just like, I've been a fan a long time. Y'all been fans.
Mhm.
Like we all 70s, 80s babies in here.
60s.
60s. I didn't want to say it, coach, because I didn't know for sure.
Yeah. I
for
speak
sure.
my age. I speak my
'Cause
age.
it-
I'm 57. I
Okay.
love my age. I'm proud of who I am and
Well,
where
you
I
just
come
missed the
from.
cutoff. You just missed the cutoff then.
Mm.
But still, for me, I'm tired of it. If you guys got more belief, That's fine. If people got more belief, that's fine. I'm never going to argue somebody off of their base. I'm just going to stand on mine. I can't see it right now, and I hope I'm wrong because again, I'm a Giants fan at the end of the day, and all I care about is winning. That's it.
Exactly.
Win me a damn game. I don't care if Joe Shane back there playing quarterback. Just win the damn game.
And that's where I'm at, Dash. And that's what has to happen.
See, boy,
They
Gen
gotta
X
win games.
like the rest of them. For real. Us Gen X's is something different. We stay fly all the way to our 80s and shit. You heard? Look at that skin, impeccable. Boy. Yee.
Talk that shit.
Man.
Talk it.
We're gonna get ready to wrap it up though, pause.
9:30.
Man Cave says Mac Jones was a better processor at Alabama with the All-Americans around him all day to throw, and he got to the NFL and stunk. What happened to his processing skills?
JBX.
I think Joe Judge happened again. Man Cave, remember he was over there with with Mac Jones. He went from ruined one Jones and went to the other Jones and screwed him up. So might want to point at your boy Joe Judge for that one too. But yeah, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Appreciate all y'all for chiming in. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Been rocking out for about 3 hours now, man. So we're gonna shut it down and get ready for the night. G Nation, what you got cooking tonight, Lou? Give us a rundown, Lou. When I need him to talk, he doesn't show up. Dash, man. Tell them where they can find you at, man. Tell them what you got going on.
Nah, you already know Big Dash knows on all streaming platforms. Lou, you said 9:30?
You muted. Maybe that's why we couldn't hear you. He's still muted. Go ahead, Dash. You got it.
Nah, I'm just saying if he jumping on pause. If he is going on the air at 9:30, I might be able to join. Put it that way, because Lord, I had a bunch of pauses in that just now. I'm gonna leave it at
that. 1,000 of them.
But nah, Lou, I was asking you. Tell them what you got going on, man. Tell them what you got cracking tonight.
Tonight we're gonna dive into the undrafted free agents that the Giants acquired and how they can compete and possibly make this roster better. Some guys that you may have heard of that slipped through the cracks. And JBX all day. You heard?
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, that's what we're gonna get into tonight. And keep a lookout for my breakdown of the Frank Martin and Tank Davis fight coming up June 15th. I'm gonna give you guys some insight on the fight game. Tank Davis is fighting Frank Ghost Martin. I'm gonna give my breakdown on that fight. They're both southpaws. Frank Martin, the Ghost is what they call him, is a good young upcoming fighter, hard hitter. Him and Tank have some history. They have sparred in the past, and they got some tension. But I'm gonna get into all of that and give you my take and how Tank wins and why. So keep your eyes open for that video. But yeah, we'll be going live tonight to tap into the undrafted free agents and the competition created in this offseason for the New York Giants. G Nation Inside Sports on all platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And rumble.com as well.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, brother. Of course, you already know, man. Coach, man.
Sports Network.
Damn right. Coach.
Yeah, what's up?
Talk to me, man. What you got planned? What you got going on, man?
I just tapped in just for today, really, going back to focusing on what I got going on personally. So, hopefully I'll be back, in a little bit. So, usually Tuesday nights I'm with you, Heart of the City. Wednesday nights I'm usually Pick and Roll podcast, trying to do videos. Saturdays I do halftime coaching adjustment show. So I got shows. It's just everything's a little bit on pause today. I just really needed this break from what I've been dealing with. So I can't thank everybody enough. I really appreciate every last one, everybody on the panel, everyone in the chat. Y'all just don't know how much y'all really, really have been helping me right now. So I appreciate and love everyone. So, yeah, and Lou, yeah, let's go Knicks. Hopefully, they can do something. Hopefully, I can tune in and watch it.
Prayers and positive vibes, coach.
No, I appreciate it, Dash.
Yeah,
Thanks,
man,
man.
absolutely, man. I'm here for you, bro. You know what I mean? Anytime, man. You already know. TP, this is Lou's link right here. I'm gonna throw it in the chat. Go sub up to him as well as Big Pat Sports Talk
Please.
and Coach Ed and Big Dash Knows. We are all a conglomerate here. We do content together, and you know what I'm saying? Every day, somebody got something going on, Sunday through Saturday. One of us is going to be live, or one of us is going to have a video drop in, or something going on, calling a fight or calling a game or something. So, we stay busy like that, man. But definitely sub up to all of us on the panel here. Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports, Big Dash Knows, G Nation Inside Sports, Big Pat Sports Talk, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Miz in the Midday, Zion Zenith, so
Wells to
on
New
and so
Jersey.
forth. Wells as well. Yeah. So definitely do that, man. But definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, for chiming in and staying with me, man, for 3 hours on this Sunday. Now I'm about to turn my attention to basketball and watch these Knicks go down tomorrow
Man, get out
night.
of here with that hating
And
shit.
whoa, you ambushed me with the Knicks talk. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna talk my Knicks shit too, man. But nah, for real though, I am coming out with a video breaking down the series with the New York Knicks and the Pacers. So be on the lookout for that.
His show.
Be on the lookout.
My brother said, "Get the hell off the street."
He'll kick me off my own damn show. Damn, you cold, Tribe. You cold, bro.
Waiting for this shit. We're not gonna tolerate no disrespect.
I gotta fuck with the Knicks fans, man. But
right,
truly, man, yeah. I root for all the New York teams deep down in my heart, man. But
Ain't that right, Coach? We done waited 30 years for this shit. We gonna tolerate no disrespect.
Sure.
Yeah, man. But
You hear him,
definitely
right?
be on the lookout to that. Yo, yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, big guys, bro. I'm just, I just defending my mom, bro.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. It is what it is. I do the same thing with the Nets, man. They be trying to pick on my Nets, man. I gotta clap back at y'all, man, for that. Yo.
But I hope y'all will get better enough. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's in due time. In due time, we were there. Then we went down. Now y'all done surpassed us, but we'll close the gap eventually.
They just didn't want to be. They didn't want to play with each other. Everybody wanted to be it.
Yeah, because they soft.
Tell
That's
me you
why.
done lost your mind. Timberwolves all the way.
Motherfucker really out there doing his thing, Kyrie.
Yep, Kevin Durant. He look at him. Yeah, they struggling, bro.
That's why I wish we went to New York to the Knicks.
Oh yeah, that shit been sell, man. Kyrie.
Man, listen. Knicks taking it all the way this year, man. Tell
We
me.
gonna see, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat,
We're
man.
going through the paces. We're gonna beat Boston. I'm not worried about none of it.
You gonna beat Boston? You sure about that?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hard one, boy.
We're gonna beat Boston.
We can do it, but that's gonna be a hard one. I hope we go into that one when they banged up.
Yeah. I've had enough of this nonsense, y'all. But until next time, y'all, peace.
Yeah, we gonna